Go, Monty, go, 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 go!
He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 5. Touchdown!
Woo!
Bada bing, bada boom! Get over here! Get out of here!
The real gypsy soul is in the house.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
How y'all doing tonight? Hey, Daisy Joe. Is it just us? Oh, there's Sarah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link then. Every time I started to go live, something else would happen. And I was like, shit, hold on. I'll wait. There's always some shaking going on around here. I need to figure out how to make my bass go low, go low. I'm orange today. I wonder why I'm kind of orange. Something like. Oh well. Alrighty. So okay, Sarah, I see. So you doing okay, Daisy Joe? I made a post for everyone on my community wall. If you get a chance to share it, King of the Streets, Jamie, is doing real good. A health update is he's having some heart valve problems. And I posted his Cash App there, again, over there on my community wall. If y'all would take a look at that, offer prayer and offering, a contribution to his Cash App, I'm sure would be a great stress reliever for him right now, having health problems. And I think that it's difficult for him to obtain his medications with his insurance. So prayer for him to be feeling better. And then there's Tennessee Girl, aka Muffin's mom, is also dealing, I think it sounds to me like she got the flu. So there's prayers going out to her as well, that she gets to feeling better. And anyone else who might be having some health issues that maybe you don't want to talk about, prayers go out to you guys too. So thank you, Daisy Joe, for putting those in prayer. Hey, Mimi B, how are you? I was going over quite a bit of material this week with the Wells. I'm sure you've all seen them both be on different panels. And then, of course, yesterday was Summer's birthday. So there was a lot of activity with her case. And I saw that there was a statement made by the press that she is not cold case, that they are still diligently working her case. And, happy birthday as much as it can be happy. So prayers that they find answers to where little Summer Wells is, and any answers as to who is responsible. Now, in some of the panels that he was on, he went into quite detail of his theory. That's Don Wells I'm talking about, of what he thought to, he named names. One in particular was Marlena Crawford. And I've offered Lips to come in and give me some insight on what all he said about that. I've got some clips, what he said to Dolly. But I think that Lips may have heard more over on Prayer Garden, where he went into, he's repeating the same information, but I think you get a little bit more out of each. And depending on what hour of the night it is, whose panel you catch him on. But it seems to be the same, that they found, or they didn't find, but they say that dogs picked up a scent on that dog trail. And apparently, this Marlena Crawford, and put my allegedly, because this is a theory of his, being I'm the mother of a murdered child. I had my theories and went through all kinds of things in my head. I still do, even though I know the answers now. I still go through it in my head because that's what you do. Okay, I got that up there. So, okay, I've got the link in the chat there, Sarah, if you want to come up. I was going to play a couple of these clips that I've got. Now, I know that some creators have really pressed the issue of Jody Sue Brown being involved. This was sort of new to me, this Marlena. I know it's not new to people that have been in the case and know the ins and outs, but I got sidetracked over there with Ernie Shell thinking that we were predator hunters, and we weren't. When I got sidetracked and fell in that rabbit hole, I lost some insight and detail on who key players are. So that was another reason why I invited Lips to come up, so that maybe she could fill in some gaps and holes for me, so that I don't have to dig through hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of 50 different creators for the answers. Apparently, this woman was a transient who also had a child that played with Summer and the boys and would spend the night there. And hey, Miss Beth Dutton, how are you? And Constance Chainsaw Sue, how are you? The link's in the chat there, Sarah. Come on up. Okay, so like he was saying that she and her boyfriend, Bobby Dyke, had come and robbed him of his tools. And so naturally, that is someone who, is in his head thinking, what else would they steal, right? So then I was listening to Benny Keys this morning briefly, and he mentioned how Don had given the vagrant who stole Elizabeth Smart, who was a doomsdayer in Utah and a radical in his religion. And so they had interacted at one time, her abductor. So I found that interesting as well. And that was on Benny Key's channel this morning. He has audio of him saying, Don Wells saying, that he had donated money to this man when he was a homeless man in Utah, and he had met him and seen him in Utah. And everyone knows that one of my theories, throw eggs at me now, is that Summer could be alive and well and being taught to keep sweet in Colorado City, Utah. And I have that theory because of there's so many doomsdayer crimes involving children lately. And again, Samuel Bateman, leader of the polygamous cult that Warren Jeffs is also the leader of, out of Colorado City, Utah, was just arrested for hiding children in the back of a horse trailer. And there's footage and all on my community wall of that shakedown. So it just kind of seems to me that's possible. I mean, you can't rule that out. You cannot rule it out that someone radical didn't come up there and snatch that little girl and decide to go take her and keep her as their own. Where you can't just go raid the place. We found that out at Waco, especially for just one little girl. But she sure could fade into the crowd there, and we would not have jurisdiction to go look for her there. And Don would be deemed, get mad at me, Don, throw an egg at me, a hero if you had sought her some refuge there. Because that's, your home, right? So you'd look like a hero if you saved her and she was hiding out there and being taught your faith. So just a theory. I know it's crazy, but I am crazy. Sarah, did you find the link? Are you coming up? Copy. There. I do too. And you know, I'm gonna tell you something I saw today. I don't know why it was removed, but they had posted on their Facebook page today, maybe yesterday, of Tim Mullins walking down that dog path. And I wish they hadn't taken it down because it gives you, just better perspective, distance, and proximity of things. And if this woman was camping out on the roadside, as Dawn says she was, well, hell yeah, it's very possible. I mean, this is why this can't like just rush.
Dang it.
And like Hawkins County can't rush because all of these are good damn theories, you know? And if you were to present this in court, there's so much reasonable doubt. There's so much reasonable doubt. It could be anybody. It could be anything at this point. Am I right? You
Check,
there?
check. Oh, okay, check. I was trying to reconnect my earbuds. Sometimes when I come up, it throws off my Bluetooth, so I was trying to reconnect. Sorry about that.
I'll turn my volume up
Can
here
you hear me
so I
good?
can hear you better. Yeah, I'm turning it up so that I can hear you. Okay, I'm like half deaf, so I turned it up. Okay, good. All right, Sarah's here. All right, everybody, good. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be right back. I got a seizure alert. Hold. I'll be right back.
All right, very good. All right, guys. So, mom of two. Hey, how are you? The video is on their YouTube. Yeah, they had shared it on Facebook too, and so it gives you a better perspective of the terrain, the distance, and that sort of thing. And anyway, my husband got a call and it threw my mind off. But Kim and Allie tested the theory with a 50-pound bag of dog food. He ran up and down the hill with it. Isn't it on the Wells family YouTube? Yeah, it probably is. But anyway, if it may be there too, so you can check that out. I think it's called Don Wells Official YouTube channel. So we'll just sit patiently here and wait for her. I'm gonna pull up a couple of things that I wanted to discuss with you guys while she takes care of her son. Right here on the wall. I have to go by my wall because I forget. Everything okay?
False alarm. I was trying to reconnect. I get scared when it goes off, though. I'll just not use my earbuds for now, just so I can be here.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, and then Awaken, which was I believe it was Robin Lane and another gentleman shared a little video for her birthday, and it looked like they had balloons as well. So I put a poll up on my community wall asking, do you think that it's possible that she was abducted by someone they know, like Marlena? And that's also there. So on my community wall there, I've also shared, it's at Don Wells Family Official YouTube channel, where they had prepared a video for Summer's 7th birthday. And at the end, it has the swing with the little dress on it. I don't know if you saw that or not. Did you?
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay.
I wasn't, and it has a little clip of like Candace in the hospital and the little girl bringing the balloons. I think it must have been Robin's daughter, maybe. Is that the
Right.
one? Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then they said that she's on a heart monitor and was sent home. And then I also shared the entire news interview with WJHL with Don. And Don goes on to say that while he was incarcerated, Candace did get to see the boys. And that has since changed with
Yeah.
Don getting out and he is back in the home. They are not allowed to see them or even call them
Hmm.
anymore.
Yep. That
And
was
that is
mentioned.
why he said he has come out and is being vocal and is getting on every platform he can. Because he says, fuck it, I've already lost the boys. I'm gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's sort of his stance on that. Okay, and then he also said that he reiterated and said on Donnie's. Let's see if I've got. I don't know if Weddle can
Okay.
download it for me, but hopefully. Let's see. Hold on one second. Uh, where he names Marlena. Okay, he didn't upload it for
Was
me,
that
so
in
hold on.
Dolly's chat? Was that Dolly's that he said that? Because he also said the name of her. Maybe it was her boyfriend. Somebody named his last name was Dice. I remember that. I don't know if it was Brandon Dice, Brian
It's
Dice.
Dykes, Dykes, and
Okay,
yeah, they're both on
that's
Facebook.
a new name. That's a new name I haven't
So
heard.
hold on, and I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to his page and everything. Hold on, just one
Huh.
second. Don Blame's 5-year-old.
Figured- What
Don Wells' name's Marlena.
the hell did my earbuds go?
Now I'm talking to you all. Yeah, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, there's all kinds of people that I suspect. You've been up here. You know what it's like up here. I mean, I didn't. I wish I would have drove you around and showed you a lot of shit. Yeah, well, I mean, I've been all around the area. I drove all around the area. And like you told me there was a girl that you suspected when I had talked to you that was coming around that hung out with some riffraff. What was her name? Alina or something like that? Marlena Crawford. And I have no qualms about spreading her name because the fact of the matter is, the bitch come up here with Bobby Dice when she knew exactly because we was trying to help her at the time. We give her all kinds of money. We done everything we could to help her. We babysitted her daughter. She'd come up here and dump her fucking daughter off. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that. Sorry, my bad. Excuse me, please. But she'd come up here and bring her daughter up here. She's a precious little girl, beautiful little girl. And she would just dump her off here for weeks at a time while she went out and done her dope or whatever the hell she done. And I didn't have a problem with that, but she was taking advantage of us. And then when she knew where me and Candace were at a certain point in time, she brought her cousin or whoever she is, a friend, Bobby Dykes up here, and they stole every tool out of my shed and everything that they could steal. And you said she was like living in a homeless camp or something at one point or something like that on the road? Well, I mean, her husband, he's in the meth and everything. And they have some hard times. I mean, her mother has custody of her kid right now. I'm not going to mention her name or anything, but her mother has custody of her kid right now. She's out doing dope with her.
Okay. And then here is right here.
My daughter, and I'm going to say it again. Okay, when the police first brought the search dogs up here, and I just said all this in Prairie Gardens live just a few minutes ago. When the police brought their search dog up here, we give them summer's clothes to smell. The dog went from the back door straight down to the dog trail. Yeah, you showed me the trail when I was there. Yep, and the scent ended at Ben Hill Road, meaning to me that she was taken down the dog trail and thrown into a vehicle. Yeah, and taken away from here. By my daughter, and I'm gonna say it.
So what do you think of that?
I unfortunately missed the beginning because it looked like it froze to me. Something happened, so I only caught the last couple of sentences. I'm sorry, but now I'm all connected properly.
Okay, so which one, you want me to play both clips?
Only if it doesn't bother everyone else.
No, not of course not.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so the
Technical
first.
difficulties.
Okay, so the first one he's naming who he thinks it was, and then he goes on to tell you why. Okay, listen.
Slides, pictures on the farm. Before that, I just spent much time on Prairie Gardens, and then now I'm talking to you all. Yeah, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, there's all kinds of people that I suspect.
Can you hear it?
Like up here.
Oh yeah.
I wish I would have drove you around and showed you a lot of shit. Yeah, well, I mean, I've been all around the area. I drove all around the area. And like you told me there was a girl that you suspected when I had talked to you that was coming around that hung out with some riffraff. What was her name? Melina or something like that? Marlena Crawford. And I have no qualms about spreading her name because the fact of the matter is, the bitch come up here with Bobby Dice when she knew exactly, because we was trying to help her at the time. We give her all kinds of money. We done everything we could to help her. We babysitted her daughter. She'd come up here and dump her fucking daughter off. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that. Sorry, my bad. Excuse me, please. But she'd come up here and bring her daughter up here. She's a precious little girl, beautiful little girl. And she would just dump her off here for weeks at a time while she went out and done her dope or whatever the hell she done. And I didn't have a problem with that, but she was taking advantage of us. And then when she knew where me and Candace were at a certain point in time, she brought her cousin or whoever she is, a friend, Bobby Dykes up here, and they stole every tool out of my shed and everything that they could steal. And you said she was like living in a homeless camp or something at one point, or something like that on the road? Well, I mean, her husband, he's in the meth and everything, and they just have some hard times. I mean, her mother has custody of her kid right now. I'm not going to mention her name or anything, but her mother has custody of her kid right now. She's out doing dope with her.
Okay. So that's where he's wanting to send the narrative is it's Marlena.
I wonder
And
if
the
it's a new
the
narrative.
dog trail led to where her homeless camp was. Say it again.
I'm wondering if is it something new or is it his stance all along, or has he never told anyone what he thought like that, or is this a new?
Ask Constance. What's Constance
These are
say?
new
That's a good.
names. I've never heard these
Yeah.
names before.
Okay, Constance says, and let me just go up here. I'm way behind here. Okay. Cam and Allie tested the theory with a 50-pound bag. Okay. Cam found a campsite that overlooked the Wells property. These are names that have always been there, but I'm not sure why they were muffled out.
Yeah, are not brought to light until now.
He keeps saying dog trail, but pretty sure Ellie said they tracked her scent down the driveway. The dress on the swing tore me up. I thought it was horror story creepy.
Yeah, that one was a little much. That part of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alicia confirmed that. Okay.
I mean, I know it was for the video, but that was pretty kind of sad.
.com.
Hi,
She
.com.
says, I think Marlena had ties with the young lady found dead in Knoxville. That has actually kidnapped a kid to keep it safe. Wow.
I think Lips has had interactions with that Marlena chick.
Okay, I'm gonna drop a link for Lips here.
Yeah, I'd like to know what she thinks about that.
Yeah, Lips will give us the truth and not rumor here.
Yeah.
Hey, Coupon and Madonna.
Hey, Donna. Especially if she's talked to her before,
I wouldn't let him watch my dog take a piss. Speaking of that, while we're waiting for Lips.
Okay, it's Don.
Yeah, that's me.
What's going on, Don?
Oh, little fucktards.
How's everything with you tonight, Don?
Do what?
I said, how is everything with you?
Besides everybody fucking trying to turn me down when this is supposed to be about summer. Everybody wants to make it about Chris McDonough and my stepsisters. Really? It ain't about them.
Hold on, Don.
No.
Go to the bathroom and I'll bring you back in just a second. We'll let you do your thing and we'll bring you back in just 1 minute. All right.
The 20% talking about this area back here. Right. So good. Okay, I'm glad we put a place. That's why they said that. We're talking about.
Got it.
I missed all that.
Did you see it?
I kind of caught it right at the end. I was pushing buttons on the screen. I don't know if I want to see it. I heard Benny describe it though.
It was so crazy that I went through that episode yesterday and started writing down timestamps for people, all the interesting parts. There was that was a crazy interview, because Dolly started talking about some intense stuff, and then when he came up, I don't know, it's a must watch for sure.
But he had gotten all rolled up already over at Prayer Garden. And
they were triggering
which
him.
I didn't see that one.
yeah,
I think he went to a bunch.
He was doing the YouTube channel shuffle last night.
He was doing his rounds like old times.
Oh my god. That was last night or the night before?
Last night.
It was last
Yeah,
night?
it's like the middle of the night, so I mean, you know.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I was on the phone with him for a good hour and a half. Okay, I get it. Okay. Yeah, I missed all that.
An hour and a half you talked to him?
Yeah.
What did he talk about?
Stuff. Nothing good. I mean,
that's a long time.
Yeah, he was answering some questions for me.
Wow.
What I talk about? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I gotta get it turned in. That's all I can say. I just have to after what was said.
Did you record it? You don't have to play it, obviously, but is it something that you got documented?
Yeah.
You did record it?
I got it documented.
Okay, good. Because, I mean, every little thing, no matter what we think, you think, I think, we all do think different things. It's up for them to decide, not us. We can just speculate and have theories, of course, but every little bit could help them. So, yeah, I think that's important, and I hope they listen to you. Actually, I think they would. They're probably watching some of the YouTube stuff, I would imagine.
Oh,
That's right. He was on Smiley's World for a minute. Now
I don't know who that is.
She is really doing some in-depth stuff on the what's the dude's name that's the sheriff?
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Constance, that other girl's Brianna Tester. She asked who the girl was that died that kidnapped the baby. It should be Brianna Tester. Now
Brianna Tester.
Yeah, we've gone down a little route or a little rabbit hole in that department, and we think we found pictures. Possibly, we don't know. The pictures are of somebody that's using a different name with the Wells last name, and we can't. There's nobody in the Wells' family that goes by that name, so we're thinking it might be Brianna. It looks like Brianna. But that's still a rabbit hole we haven't come to like any ends with. It slips.
And Sarah.
Make a fucking Lena, okay?
Oh my goodness. That was something else.
Oh my god, you guys had so much fun. I was so nervous. Like, I don't know why. I could have.
You couldn't tell you were nervous.
Oh, good, thanks.
Not at all.
I had so much other stuff planned, and I just drew a blank.
I think you kept it all going pretty well.
Thank you. I had to have fun. I had to. Like,
you even had accessories.
I know.
You had Get it away from me.
Oh shit. The rose, I had to make sure it was clean and stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
Yeah, the Brianna Tester thing, that's a little weird. I don't know why nobody ever researched that whole situation and came to YouTube with it. But I'll be having Don and hopefully Candace too on my channel soon. And,
really?
Yes, and instead of going at them, bombarding them and blaming them, I'm going to be showing them things that like Jody's suicide happened. I want Don to say, yeah, it didn't. No, it didn't. Because after talking to him last night, there's a lot of things that we think happened that really didn't happen. Like the Jody Susie and the boys at the creek, that didn't happen. And that was something I found out last night. The boys were at the house, wanting to play video games. So
why make up a story about that, you know?
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense. So right now that's my plan anyways, is to try to get on there and debunk a bunch of the stuff or find it to be factual. You know, the stuff that's been being said out here on the streets as far as rumors and whatnot.
Now, I might be wrong, but all this going on between y'all okay?
A little warmer today than it was yesterday.
You all right, Sarah?
I don't know.
Might want to mute her.
Okay, I think she just did.
Okay.
It had gotten Miss Daisy's nerves tore up, and I'd never heard her cuss before, but I heard her cuss at Benny.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's what I'd like to know. What the hell's wrong with you?
That was Miss Daisy. Who is she yelling at? She was yelling at who?
I can't hear it.
Penny. She
Oh,
was
Lord.
yelling at Penny. You don't hear it? Let me try turning it up again.
No, I think it's on my end. It says tap for sound. I tap and then I'm too late, I think.
Okay, I'll play it again.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's what I'd like to know. What the hell's wrong with you?
What the hell's wrong with you? Oh my God.
I was like, she drove him to cuss. Drove Miss Daisy to cussing. He is Satan.
He was worse than that too the other night.
You know, everybody thought he was like the devil there for a while with his pan tattoo and shit.
Uh-huh.
He has the power to make Daisy cuss.
No better than talking on the phone for hours. Wait, what was that again?
Where?
That last comment you just had up there.
Hey, Sub-Zero. Oh, and hey, October baby, good to see you too.
That's not even it, Donna. It's some of it it's not that it has to be recorded. It has to be documented so it can't be twisted.
Miss Daisy blocked Constance Sue for supporting Dawn. She and Christine told me I needed to open my eyes. Dawn was a monster. I thought she was supporting him.
Dolly too. Dolly did a live, and it was I didn't watch
Not
it.
anymore. Not anymore. I don't know if I've got that one or not, but hold on a minute. This is Dolly telling him a thing or two about a thing or two. Hold on a minute. I got it right here. Don't go nowhere. I got you.
The one who touched me first.
5-year-old girl. Okay.
She was, yes, sir.
She's 5. Dawn.
She had been molested. She had been molested before I even come into the picture. I didn't even know what was going on.
So you thought you would just join the party?
And I told her no. Hey, listen, you quit over talking. I told her no. And she said, oh, but I do it all the time. So I didn't know what was going on. Okay? And I was like, you know, I admitted to my part, but she can't admit to her part. And she can't.
There's no part to admit to at 5 years old. Okay? There's no part, Don. What you did is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I mean, you admitted what you've done. Okay? But there's no blaming her for any of this. Okay? She's 5 years old. Ain't no 5-year-old on this planet talking about, hey, come and get some of that. Okay? It's not on the planet. Okay? Not on this whole entire planet.
The one who touched me first.
5-year-old girl. Okay.
She was a, yes, sir.
She's 5. Dawn.
She had been molested. She had been molested before I even come into the picture. Okay. I didn't even know what was going on.
So you thought you would just join the party?
And I told her no. Hey, listen, you quit over talking. I told her no. And she said, oh, but I do it all the time. So I didn't know what was going on. Okay? And I was like, you know, I admitted to my part, but she can't admit to her part. And she can't.
There's no part to admit to at 5 years old. Okay? There's no part, Don. What you did is horrible. Absolutely horrible.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's what I'd like to know. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't think he's. It does sound like Don's blaming the 5-year-old, but I got into that with him last night too, and he kind of said the same thing he had said there or whatever. But listen, before Mary's like a year older than Don or something, because I made sure I asked all that stuff too. Oh, wake up, baby. When they met, like when Don got with Mary's mom, the girls had already had a lot of bad things done to them. I don't want to put it out here because I know it's, you know, their information, it's their story, but it's not like it was just a normal 5-year-old, like we would know. And I don't want to blame, I'm not blaming anybody. Don's at fault too, you know. But
You're saying it was someone that was groomed?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forever Young. I am from North Kakalaki, North Carolina.
I guess all the girls were.
Trefo. They call my city Trefo. Yeah. Sarah's back.
I don't get why they're not begging for their daughter.
Sorry.
That's okay. Are you all right?
Yeah, while I was talking to you guys, I was getting dog food at the pet shop, And I somehow dropped off. Sorry.
Hey, Stone Gator.
I'm doing all my errands.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, I'm multitasking.
They were. And I don't remember if he said it was the kids' dad or what it was, but it was some other thing. He also talked about some other stuff too, about how back, he's 58. Back then, clothing, books, like books, even lingerie books, stuff like that, portrayed younger, good-looking girls. A lot of them were a lot younger, I guess. This is coming from them, and even like, I guess alleged porns would have men with younger girls in them. I don't know because it wasn't. It was something that was shunned down. It wasn't like an illegal. I don't know. I have no idea. Let me read my message.
How do you say that? Dina Lynn? Oh, that's Dina Lynn. Okay. Yeah, I used to be in the Charlotte area, and now I'm in the Greensboro, Winston-Salem area. So,
Gator, I'm not mad at you.
Where's Gator? Oh, there she is. Hi, Gator.
So I have a doppelganger, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Always wanted a doppelganger.
It's okay, baby.
No.
Pick you up. Okay. Hey, hold on.
Can somebody get Lips DSS, please?
CPS.
I think she's already been there.
Get him on the phone now.
The baby's crying. Can we please get them stat?
I know, babies aren't supposed to cry.
Right.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's what I'd like to know. What the hell's wrong with you?
Y'all know I'm going to overuse the hell out of that one, right? If you Google it, it's normal in child development to a point. Don't come from me. It's very complex. But it is to a degree normal. Okay, Constance, I think that this is where I have to direct you to the descriptions of how that happened, because neither of them were in a playful manner. He will even say that it wasn't in a playful manner. So you probably want to go back and listen to their description of how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, that age gap, and
she described a full-on RAPE. I mean, and every time, and one of them was a gang RAPE. Yeah,
for years,
where they held
so
her
years
down.
and years of torment.
That's not child's play. I mean, and they all agree that that's what happened. That she was held down while his buddies did it too. And there's no discrepancy on either side saying, no, that's not what happened. That is what happened. So even he is admitting it was RAPE. I mean, he's admitting it's RAPE. So you don't have to excuse it anymore. It is what it is. It was that. And he's admitting that, yes, that's what that was. But he didn't know that was what, it was okay to hold her down, and even though she's fighting. So...
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he describes it that way too, not just her. He described it happening that way too.
I mean, they might not have been supervised, right? It doesn't erase years.
Now, see, this is where their religion, it does matter, because take, for instance, the Duger family. I don't know, Constance, if you're familiar with them or not, but this is a polygamous family, the Dugers are, and they live in tight quarters. And when you have like 11 people, whether you see in your eyes they're adults or not, 11 people piled up in a 1 or 2 bedroom living space of 700 square feet, mice will play, I think is what Constance is saying too. And, you know, in their faith, it wasn't frowned upon as a no-no like it is in the Christian faith and in our civilized society. It wasn't necessarily frowned upon in Utah where he grew up. Am I right, Constance? Is that right? So sometimes it's oh, Sarah's back. Do I need to remove that one?
Yeah, I was just typing that. Kick other me. Sorry, it's gonna drop me occasionally. If you could, I mean, I'll just try to be quiet and let you know if you want to let me back in, so I'm not disruptive. Apparently, it's gonna keep doing that.
I'm not sure which one.
Oh, the one that's moving right now. See how it has a ring when I? Oh yeah, you got it.
Okay. Okay, so is that kind of how you take it too, Sarah?
I listened to her and saw the torment in her eyes, and I think it's good to be open-minded and listen to her whole thing, you know, because it's a child the same age as Summer too. If you think of that, you know.
I don't know
Like
that Constance heard. I don't know that Constance heard you. Repeat what you just said, Sarah, so I know that Constance hears.
I think it's definitely worth rewatching Mary's story and the other ones. And there's actually other women that have come forward since, which if you just take them out of the equation and listen to what she describes, it's worth watching. Even if you shut off the part where you don't like Chris McDonough, just listen to her if you can. I think you can do that because I know you don't like Chris, but
the issue with that is
oh, you're up here. Cool.
Yeah, when now I'm Lips help me with this, but what I think is I think two stories are getting combined. I remember Mary saying that at one point she was held down and raped by Dawn's friends, and Dawn came in and saved her from that. I don't remember Jeannie ever saying that Dawn did that to her. I remember Jeannie saying that she used to wear a lot of pairs of pants because she hated Dawn coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. But when I was, oh gosh, it was months ago when I was looking at all of this, you know, about if it was normal and Psychology Today, no, it's the Psychology, I'll have to find the website, but it said when you blend two families like that, it is very common. That's a very common child development stage. But most of the times, mom or dad somebody will find out and they will guide the daughter, guide the child like, no, this is an appropriate touch. I know you're curious and I know this is curious, but because of the ways and norms, this is not appropriate. And you use it as a learning. You teach the children. Most parents teach the children. Dawn's family had no supervision. All the kids were thrown in together and it was just, hey, we do whatever you want to do. So it developed into abnormal child development. You know what I mean? It developed into something that it went a step further than normal childhood development. Is what I'm trying to say. Instead of
I'm
just
sure that is common when you take two families and blend them. Like take for instance the Brady Bunch. I mean, in a typical setting, would one of the boys and the girls liked each other? I mean, would Marsha have liked Peter? Maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that the whole family was playing house. Is what I'm trying to say. There was no boundaries. There was no. They left them kids alone, and like even you're gonna come. Everybody's gonna come for me and get this misconstrued. But listen to what I say. Even a 5-year-old girl. Okay. Even a 5-year-old girl is going to have curiosity about sex. That doesn't mean she wants it. That doesn't mean she's instigating it. That means she's curious. If you have a 12-year-old boy that's curious, or an 8-year-old boy, or a 9-year-old boy, or a 13-year-old boy, basically all the families were dysfunctional before they blended. Then they blended two dysfunctional families together with no supervision. Normal childhood development quickly turns into abnormal childhood development, and they were not corrected.
You said that. Thank God you said abnormal because I thought you were just going to say it's normal because I was like, Constance, I love you, but okay.
childhood sexual exploration, with masturbation and everything like that is normal. It's 100% normal. But left uncorrected and unsupervised, like you can't just let little Janie do her thing at the coffee table, masturbate because, no, you have to guide her and say, Janie, this is normal, but you do this in the privacy of your bedroom and the blah, blah, blah. You don't just let Janie run amok all over the house.
Right.
Doing
So
what
that
you want to
sounds
do.
like it was a neglect issue.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody, the normal childhood development turned into abnormal child development because there was no parental guidance to say, hey, it's not appropriate that you touch your stepbrother or your brother like this. It's not appropriate. This isn't appropriate. And so they just were left to their own devices to get, worse and worse and worse. And, it depends on who you talk to. Eventually, Jeannie did end up marrying her, I think it was a cousin, Lips. Am I right? That was like 14 years younger than her. So even Jeannie, and Mary at first said nothing happened to her. In the beginning, Mary said nothing happened to her. Then all of a sudden, Mary comes out, and I'm not doubting Mary. I'm not doubting a victim. I would never doubt a victim. I've just got this, in my mind, I'm thinking this.
Concept.
I'm not saying Mary's to blame. I'm not saying, that.
Yes, you're right. It was a cousin or whatever. And I'm listening, and thank you, because you have all the words that I don't, and you're explaining this perfectly. Keep going. I'm trying to calm the baby down. She's calm,
See,
but
so
she doesn't feel it.
the whole family was a dysfunctional mess. But why I don't think the child being Summer's age has anything to do with it, because a true pedophile will always be a pedophile. There should be a history. Now, from what we know, there's no history of Don Wells doing this to anybody past 19. Once 19 was the last date we heard.
There's other women that, there's more that came forward.
How did he and Candace come about with their age gap?
I think they met at the carnival. Lips would probably know about that. I don't know really about that. But I think they met at Arkansas doing the carnival thing. I think, but I'm not sure.
Can I just add on to, how you said it went to, dysfunctional to abnormal? Can I just add that in my opinion, I know we differ a little bit, but I think it also, the abnormal then developed into predatorial. That's just my opinion. And I've listened, and there's and I think sometimes when you're a victim and live in fear like that and got psychologically messed up, like a lot of that stuff gets repressed, and she's going through therapy and stuff. And I've listened to some of the, you get scared to come out sometimes, Yeah. And it takes a lot of, just, have you watched her and seen her face, and she's scared. Yeah. And I know there's women that we don't know about too. I think there's 7 more, I think I just learned about the other day, that aren't coming out. And there are people that are reportedly, I'll put it like that, scared, to say anything. But
well, then why don't they say anything? How do we know if they're scared to say anything? How do we know? Like, that to me is,
they have gone. There's people that have gone that we don't need to know about. It's not our, there's people that have gone to FBI. Like, we don't know about all of them, but we don't know what the FBI knows. And I
who
think
did
that's
that
always
come from?
The answer to that, Joan, is yes. That's what Constance and Lips were just reiterating.
Yes, Joan.
That Don did grow up in an abusive home that did have SA in it. And Candace also did. Her mother's brother is a violent sexual predator who is in maximum security prison. And so she got it from both sides.
But see, honestly, in my opinion, this part shouldn't even be interfered into Summer's case, because that biased a whole bunch of people. Not that it should be looked at.
Right. Let me interject right there. So you're saying, and just let me interject right there, because it is true. You can be a sexual deviant, but not be a killer.
Yeah, and you can also be a victim of sexual assault and never assault your own children. I was S8 as a child.
You could be assaulting your own children, but you still didn't abduct her.
Yeah, and what I was trying to say about her being 5 years old, we should be able to go to Utah and see reports filed against Don Wells. Charges. We should be able to see there's charges filed against Don Wells from 8 women plus Mary and Jeannie. We can't do that. I don't even think we can go see there's charges filed for Mary and Jeannie. I'll look that up tonight and see if there are charges filed, but I don't think there are. So at that point, it's just who said that? Who came out and said that first? Chris McDonough. My opinion, Chris was trying to use that against Don as a tactic to get him to tell, hey, buddy, you better tell what happened because we got 2 people plus 8 others waiting to put your ass in jail. So you better just tell us what happened to Summer. And he's like, I didn't do that in Summer. And they just used it as a scare tactic, saying, well, Don, we got all these women back in Utah. You're not going to get out. You're not going to see the light of day. Boy, once you serve this sentence, you're going straight your ass to Utah. You better tell us. And Don's like, I didn't do nothing to her. That's why Don's not in jail. If they had charges in Utah, like Chris McDonough said, and as soon as Don was done in Tennessee, he should be back in Georgia, but he's not. Because
okay, let me just throw this out there at Joan and Coupon and with Donna and .com and October Baby and Sub-Zero. He may have been messing with her sexually, but it was Candace. Let me get it out. It was Candace that befriended Marlena, who has the friend who actually did do this, who did abduct a child for monetary gain. And she was a trans. Let me finish.
Putting it on Summer, though. Why are we even putting possible essay on Summer when we have no evidence? None. Zero evidence. Why are we putting that on that baby's name?
Because it would come up, and the defense it would come up.
It wouldn't come up if Chris McDonough would have kept this out of the investigation.
Because their whole point would be to keep a reasonable doubt out there. And like they've always said, he may have been a shitty husband, but that doesn't mean he abducted his own child. And when he said, I think that she made friends with some bad people, that makes me look at Marlena again, because that's who she was running around with. That's who was there the night before. That's who had connections with people in the trafficking, trade.
That girl that I told Lips her name, what's her name, that they just found dead. Yes, I think Marlena had a connection to that girl. And that girl had already been charged for taking a baby away from a family that she didn't think it should have been, that she thought it was getting abused. She said, I have no problem serving this charge because that baby was being abused. They later found that girl dead. What's her name again, Lips? She just said it. Brianna Tester. They found that Brianna Tester dead after Summer came up missing. And Brianna Tester did have a kidnapping charge because she took a baby away from a family that she thought was being abused.
Okay. Joan E. says, I know nothing about Marlena because Summer slept in the same bed with Dawn, bare leg touching bare leg, taking a shower. I mean, her eye level was at his crotch.
Okay.
Summer not, let me finish her thought. Summer not abducted. She was sold for service and was killed during.
About the shower. What Dawn said about the shower was, Dawn, and I've said this a million times, Lips, you can probably ask Dawn, say it again. He did not say, I got in the shower naked with Summer and Summer got in the shower. He said, Candace didn't bathe often. So when I would take a shower, I would have the kids shower too. Meaning, like if I had 4 kids, I would get in the shower, dry off, put the towel on my head, put my robe on, get one kid, run them through, get the other kid, run them through, get the other kid, run them through, get the other kid, run them through. Nobody ever said that Dawn was in the shower with Summer at penis eye level. That's not what was said. And sleeping in the same bed with her. My little sister slept with my dad and my stepmom till she was almost 13. She just did. She's scared to death of the dark. Many people co-sleep. When my grandma was little, they had one bed for 7 kids. 7 kids slept in one bed.
The problem is with the history, because when you have a history, it goes towards it gives more possibilities. People are going to naturally think that, and like you said, there's people biased. If I could just say, biased to him because of that. You sound like and don't get mad at me. I have a bias towards Chris M too, so you're maybe not taking into
No, I just don't see
not
evidence that Dawn was a sexual predator past 19.
No, Okay, so have you watched any of the Chris stuff? Because I know you don't like him. That's
Yes.
why I'm saying, and I
This is how I
understand
know
that.
that I don't like him.
It
Yes.
doesn't sound like you've heard him admit to any of it, though,
Yes, I
Constance.
And he
heard him admit
blames
to
a
it.
he
He
blames
did.
a 5-year-old.
He said they should get on his motorcycle and go to the country. He said that they used to play house. Yes, I've heard all this. I've heard all this.
And
But let
she's
me get
been
back to my point
violently
about being
attacked.
19. Once a pedophile doesn't change. Past 19, we should be hearing stories of Don getting a whole bunch of little 5-year-old girls. He had a daughter
That's
before summer. He never abused her.
well. My thing is, what do we know about Marlena's kid getting dropped off there? Do we know anything about that? Like that could be,
She was a drug addict,
that's
and Candace and Don had her more than
no.
she
I
did.
understand that, but that sounds like that could be sketchy when there's, what I mean, when it's not, who knows what. I don't know. I'm just wondering if there was ever any allegations with that or things we don't know about. And there might be other, cases that are closed right now in terms to the public because it's part of the
Sure, there might
investigation.
be. There might be. But that's like put a big thing out there. Say, well, there might be. There might be. Well, yeah, but there might not be too. And to put that on Summer without any evidence. I mean, he had a daughter after Summer that says my dad didn't abuse me. So why would he? I mean, should be when she turned 5, his little horny thing should have kicked on. Oh, she's 5. That's what I like is 5-year-old kids. It didn't. He's had nieces and millions of things, And everybody said, well, that little girl Marlena, she was covered her privates. Lips is the one to speak about Marlena though, because she knows more than I do about that.
Yeah, I don't know much about Marlena.
But she has been one of my, because what I was told or what I remember hearing was there was a blue van down at there because Candace told Dr. Phil that her and Grandma saw a blue van. And I was always thought that the blue van was related to Marlena's. But I think how that screwed up was when Jody Sue Brown was asked about the blue van, because she didn't acknowledge it for the longest time. She's like, no. Well, then when she finally acknowledged it, she said it was a relative of Andy's. Well, I think Marlena somehow is a relative of Andy's, and I think the two stories got twisted as that being.
That's interesting.
There's a truck too. Whatever happened with the truck with the ladder that they were
Yeah.
looking for?
Did you hear how the truck with the ladder came about?
The red
Can
truck.
can I take control 1 second,
Yes.
guys, for just 1 second? Joan E., I saw your comments and I was getting to them as quickly as I could. I'm sorry if you think that we're behind, but as I stated before, it's a review. We're going over as much material as we can that we've been seeing Don come on panels and talk about lately. And if this isn't, good enough for you, I'm sorry. I hope you find the child of your dreams today. Okay.
Everything that Joan was saying, actually, I mean, I can understand how it's frustrating when you hear, opposing opinions. It's kind of like, almost like, what's the word? We're almost, our discussions are bouncing off each other, and we all have different views, so it's kind of nice, and we don't like kill each other with it, where some people can't handle that, and I know
This
that we're
is
not
where
all
I'm
agreeing.
at today. This is where I'm at today on, the day after Summers. I feel like after listening to him, he may have been doing that with her, but I really feel like this is someone maybe they owed drug money to, someone that was frequenting the house like Jose, Marlena, Jody Sue,
Yep.
Andy, Frank, Fred. I mean, it could be any of them in that damn neighborhood. That's
was
why I'm
false.
like, how can we be pressuring Hawkins and TBI when there's so many it could be?
Yeah.
The place was loaded. The area was loaded with them, infestated.
Mm-hmm. And Marlena, and this is why I always think that I wish there was a get out of jail free card. Because let's just say, what if Marlena or Jody Sue did just take her just to be a smartass, And then all of a sudden there's this big thing looking for her. Like, you're like, oh shit, I didn't, or in a drug, or maybe like in a drugged out haze they took her, or something. And then they're thinking, oh my God, what do I do now? What do I do now? I didn't mean to take her, but I took her. I just wish there was a get out of jail free card where they could say, just bring her back and we'll forget it. I know it's not possible, But that's what I think. I think whoever took her didn't think it through. I don't think they had any.
Let me ask you this, Constance. When they make significant point to point it out, I'm going to. What's up with the watering hole? Why do
I
they
love
keep
debating.
going back to the watering hole? I mean, she, had that moment where she had to catch her breath and stop talking for a minute. And then they keep going there to do her vigil. And then they did the damn video yesterday
I knew that
of,
was going to
of the
happen
watering hole. What
because
is
that was Summer's
significant?
favorite place. That was Summer's favorite place, and I knew that was going to happen. When I seen that video, I said, "Oh shit!" Now they're going to say that no, that was Summer's favorite place. That was Summer's favorite place. Summer was seen. They didn't leave the watering hole and go home. They left the watering hole and went and got the prescription. Summer was seen alive after that
She
watering
was.
hole.
She was. I agree.
So that watering hole was just where's Summer's favorite place.
It's not.
I didn't see it more. I didn't see anything in the video besides
Can
just
you
the
close
memorial
out
and
so I have more juice? I need more power, Scotty.
ring the bell. Yeah, we're just debating, like Mookie's mom said. It's kind of like different debates, and a lot of it turns to arguments on YouTube. And I feel like when we all talk, we can do it without hating each other.
Yep.
Kind of refreshing. You're not going to hate on me and tell me to F off and all that. We don't think the same. It's okay. We're not all supposed to.
Right.
And
Well,
if
I mean,
you do, you get tunnel
doesn't
vision.
anybody take debate in college anymore?
Exactly. I did.
That's what they do, right?
That's what I want to start a channel at. I begged White Rabbit to do it. I said, start a channel where say like me and Sarah are having an issue about something. Me and Sarah come on and debate it like adults. And they said, oh, that'll never happen because it always goes wrong and people get mad. No, you can control it just like you did high school debate. You don't let them, that's what I really want to do. I want somebody to do that so bad because I am dying. I am dying for Bullhorn Betty to debate me. I'm just,
Can we have like a timer and a bell?
Yes.
Yeah.
And rules where you can't
a bell.
talk. You don't talk. You don't talk about looks. You don't talk about. You stay on task. You stay on subject. You go by debate rules. You debate the topic. And then like the chat could be like we used to in school would say, okay, how many people think this before the argument and how many people think this? And then people would debate and then they'd take another thing and say, okay, how many people switched your opinion? That's what I would love to do. I wish somebody would do that so
The
bad.
power of persuasive speech.
Yes, exactly. But you also need to have someone there that's smart to know to point out that, okay, this is gaslighting. That's not allowed.
Yep.
It's got to be with facts.
A
I
good
can debate
mediator.
anybody on the facts, and you got to keep it just to the facts. You can't say, well, I think. Well, there is a debate like that. There's all kinds of different debates, but
Constance,
you can debate as an adult.
Yeah, I thought everybody knew that we all have our own opinion. All four of us have a different opinion of what went down. And that is what would happen in a courtroom. And they know that. And that's why no one's been arrested.
A mock jury. Exactly. A mock jury is exactly.
Yeah, those are fun.
And that's what you could call your channel, a mock jury, and get someone up there, say, I'm the defense. I'm presenting the argument for the defense. Sarah's presenting it for
we can set them up.
Yeah.
I want to be like Judge Judy and call people morons.
I could mediate.
When you're the judge, you can do that.
We can just schedule those. We can schedule those occasionally, just for fun.
Yeah. And I think that would maybe cut down a lot of rumors too,
Okay, what did you think about what Benny said this morning when he said that Don Wells had given, money to the guy who stole Elizabeth Smart in Utah?
Okay, Betty, don't hate me for this.
I won't hate you.
I'm going to be truthful. Okay, I when I first came to YouTube, I liked Benny, and I didn't like Benny. And then I got to know Benny, and I was like, oh, I like this guy, So then when he started supporting the Wells, I was like, oh my God, I love Benny. Then when Benny turned on the Wells with the whole phone thing, I was mad at Benny. But I got over being mad at Benny, so then I liked Benny again. until now when this thing happened with Candace, I'm kind of annoyed with Benny again. I don't think there was any. I think Don was just telling that as a story. But see, you put that, you put it out. That's what Ernie does. You put something out there like that, knowing that the universe is going to run with, oh, Don Wells gave that guy money, thinking Don Wells supported that same guy that kidnapped that girl. No, I think Don Wells just gave that guy money and was telling the story, hey, I gave that guy money once.
It's because everyone's going crazy and we all want the answer. So you
Yeah.
go crazy trying to bounce anything you can think of. And some of it's going to be outlandish, but you got to go wherever you can to figure it out. You know, we're not going to. It's just we want to know stuff. We want to know.
Right. I mean, we just want to know.
That's
My
it.
rule of thumb is I say, would Chasing Truth say this? Would she put this out? Because she is my idol.
She's good.
And that's,
She
I try
is
to,
good.
I think, would she say this? If she wouldn't say it, then I try not to say it.
It's time for a Candace clip. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Exactly.com. Just thinking, just thoughts. And
Yeah.
another one that keeps popping up into my head is that girl, Journey, that was her name, right? The Marlena's daughter, the one that got dropped off there. Why did she tell people that she saw Candace pack Summer a suitcase the day she went missing, the day before? Why did they pack
That'd be
her a suitcase? That always bothered me too.
That's a question for Lips.
Yeah, what's up with the suitcase and why did well,
I
investigators
dropped
know
her a
what they
new
know.
link. She dropped
Okay.
off, and I put her a new link out there. I have a request, so hold on, guys.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Candace clip. Candace break.
The real gypsy soul is in the house.
That's funny. Oh, Lord.
I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're doing just as good as I am right now tonight.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
I took your guys' advice. I made a whole list of questions that I'd like to ask Dawn. I want followed through with, but I don't know.
Dang it, where are you, Lips?
Yeah.
And who knows? That's kind of interesting that she had that long of a talk with him too, And I wouldn't want to push her for anything that has to remain private. You know what I mean? If that's not for us to hear, it just gets you a little curious, But I wouldn't press her or anything about that. But I am curious naturally. I can't help it. But I don't know if she's coming back or not.
Okay, Constance, when Sarah was here the last time we had a live, she wanted to give you her perspective from being, let's just say, if she were Summer, a child that was in a home that was disruptive because of drugs and alcohol, and she wanted to give you her perspective, but I think you got off panel before she got to go into a little bit of that and what it was like being told, don't you tell social services, right, Sarah?
Oh, I heard her say
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
I think you were there for that. Yeah, and I didn't.
Yeah.
It's not like I planned to let anything personal out or stuff like that, but there's only times when I feel like it's needed to know where I'm coming from, I guess you could say. Why, why is Sarah thinking that way? Because Sarah lived that way, and I think it's important to know that's why I have those thoughts. Not, you know what I
And it
mean?
absolutely does happen. I mean,
It does help. It
absolutely
does
does
help to
happen.
know my perspective. Yeah, just to know my perspective and why
Mhm.
I'm coming from that place. Yeah, because I came from a home like that,
I guess I'm just coming from the spot where I'm going to give the parents of a missing child grace. I
Yeah.
mean, we know all these things. Yes, she could have been SA. Yes, that she could have been told not to say. But I'm going to give the parents of a missing child grace because I don't know. And if I'm wrong and I'm putting that on them, there's not enough sorries I can say. Even if
Right.
I gave them $1 million, that's not I cannot take any of that back. I can't undo it. If I'm wrong and they did SA her and it comes out in trial, then my heart isn't going to be sick. My
know you
heart would
would.
be sick if they're found not guilty, and I'm going, oh my God, and I put that on them. That's just one more thing I don't want on my heart, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have enough stuff on my heart, you know, my family, what, you know, regrets and things I should have done and should have not done. I just, I can't imagine my child goes missing and the world is judging me on stuff that might not have even been true.
I try to understand the place where you're coming from with it too. I can do that. I have that ability. It's good to bounce things off ideas like this,
Mhm.
you know?
And not hate each other, not call
Yeah.
names.
Nope. I subscribe to you. I'm a member. I'm a jellyfish.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
The organism's so perfect, you don't need a brain.
I wanted to play this one more time too, and then talk about where y'all think this is going to go.
The parents of the Hawkins County 6-year-old at the center of a year-and-a-half-long Amber Alert are criticizing the Department of Children's Services for the handling of their case involving their older children. Don and Candace Wells' youngest child, Summer Wells, has been the subject of a statewide Amber Alert since June 15th of 2021. A little over a month after she was reported missing from her home in the Beach Creek community, Summer's 3 older brothers were placed into DCS custody. In a recent blog post on the family's website, findsummerwells.com, the Wells claim they have not been in contact with their children in protective custody. The post in part says, quote, "They tell us we can no longer see or call our boys. Our assigned lawyer does not return calls. The regional DCS person did not respond to our email. Yet there are no charges against us. Nothing," end quote. This comes almost 3 months after Don Wells was released from jail after pleading guilty.
I don't think that's right. If you're not going to charge them, what is the premise that you have the kids?
Well, now I'm going to sound like a flip flopper, but because I know this happened with my stepdaughter, and you know, she had every chance to get her son back. She had every chance. They gave her this and this and this and this to do. Basically, all it was to stay clean. She couldn't do it, and I was thinking, like, this was just a baby. I'm like, but you can't take the baby away. And they said it is more traumatizing to keep putting the parents back in their life and yanking them away, back in their life and yanking them away, back in their life and yanking them away. It's better to like rip the band-aid off one time, keep the parents out, and let the children grow. It's not healthy for the kids to see mom, you know, talk to mom and then mom relapses, talk to mom, then mom relapses, talk to mom, mom's doing all these things, mom's almost ready to get us, then mom relapses. That's damaging to the child. So they think you just need to do what we say or we're taking your children. And that's kind of how it's cruel, but I think it has to be that way because you're traumatizing the children if you keep giving mom another chance. You know what I mean? Mom should get her shit together. But then again, addiction is a disease. How do you blame somebody for relapsing if it's a disease? And I'm not saying it's a disease.
That is why I chose that song the other day. Your pain is self-chosen, because he did say that they had given I can't remember whose panel it was on, maybe Dolly's, and he said they gave us all this damn stuff that I've got to do, and there's no way I can hold down a full-time job and do all those things that they want me to do. And so it sounded like he just gave up.
And I'm saying, Don Wells, if it was my children and they asked me to walk through a burning building barefoot with glass on the floor 5 times,
I know.
I would lose my feet doing it. But I'm not Don Wells. I don't have an addiction. I don't, you know, like, addiction is such a weird thing. You know, like they put people back in prison for relapsing, but yet they say it's a disease. Well, do you put people in prison for getting cancer again? You know, I don't, that's way more psychology than I've looked into. And I just trust the expert. But then again, you also hear the horror stories where the experts did screw with people. So you just don't know. That's where you need a good lawyer.
Yeah, right here, .com. You know, sometimes I guess they probably do take the kids in hopes to use it as a bargaining chip, maybe, or you know, tell us what happened, and then we'll give you the kids back, kind of thing. I don't know.
I think the boys would have said something about right by now if they were, extremely abused. I don't think they would have been ever given a chance to get the kids back if the boys would have been extremely abused. They had a chance to get them back. Like Candy said, she was seeing them until, I think, and the lips will have to answer this too. I think and I think I heard it. Candace was told, if Dawn comes back home, then you can't see the kids. But I think that was more or less because Dawn and Candace together are combustion. It's a fight. Like, you may love each other, but that doesn't mean that you're good for each other. I don't know, but
well, I can't imagine them. I would love to know what that punch list was that they have to. I'm going to assume substance abuse, right? Or family plan, or not family planning, but what is it called? Where you've got to they actually they actually come into your home and help you deal with shit. I mean, yeah, life skills, I guess, sort of parenting classes.
But can you also see Don's point too? If he's working sun up to sundown to make money, where does he fit them classes in? And I'm sure there was a shit ton of classes, but I'm sure he probably could have set something up online. I don't know.
I dropped you a new link. Sarah, I dropped you a new link.
Justice said all you got to do is watch Christine's video. We've talked about that video, and the funny thing is, Christine put that video out there, but Christine also thinks that Dawn and Candace are innocent. So that Chris Madonna and the sisters and that 911 call, things like that, are what muddies Summer's case. Because there's just too much unknowns. I'm not saying it shouldn't play a part. Like, I'm sure the defense and the cops will keep it in in their little file, but to bring it out in public and to make it such a forefront, I think that muddied it too much. I think that should have been kept confidential. And Chris McDonough, being a supposedly skilled, seasoned detective, he should have known that, in my opinion.
I'm surprised at. I would have tried to do as much as I could while I was sitting behind bars. If I'm just sitting there, would they have given him that list before he went in? I mean, were there things that he could have done while he was there?
Oh yeah, that's a question that we should probably ask Lips, or I'll put it on my list to ask Dawn, because heck, if I'm ever put in prison or jail, you can bet your dollar I'm not going to sit there in that time and do nothing. They're going to pay for. They're going to pay for my.
Yeah, I'm going to get a degree.
Yep, I'm going to get a degree. I'm going to get, even if I'm there for life, I'm still going to get a degree. I'm going to get my doctorate, even, because the only thing that ever kept me from not going any further to be a lawyer or something was because life. When I was young enough to do it, I was too stupid to do it. I just wanted to run in the mountains and go swimming, And then when I got old enough to do it, I had kids. And it's not even right now. It's not even. I could still do it if I wanted to. There's a woman that got her law degree at 87. It's never too late. So I'm sitting here telling myself excuses, but if I wanted to, I could do it right now. I just, just don't have the umph to do it.
Yeah.
But sure, if I'm sitting there not doing nothing, for sure I'm going to be working out. That's the time I'm going to be losing weight. That's the time I'm going to be getting my law degree. But he was also in protective custody. So maybe he couldn't do it. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to put him in any class because all it takes is one school to think he raped his daughter and kill him, I don't know.
I would have read everything I could read, though.
Yeah.
Learn everything I could learn.
Didn't Don have the opportunity to go to treatment and get time off jail, and he said no?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay, but now October baby, this is her line of work. So she said he was in county the whole time, and they don't have that there.
Okay.
And that's an issue where they should have fixed it, you know. Hey, Don Wells is sitting in jail. Can we get, you know, can we help his family out somehow? You know, but Hawkins County probably didn't want to mess with it, you know. I don't know. And you see how Ronnie Lawson's son coming out of that county with 1 year on 20. I can't trust anything that county does. Nothing.
Nope. No,
Child
that was
services,
messed up.
nothing.
That is not right at all. That's probably being investigated. You could believe that right now.
It should be. And that Dykes that was Marlena's boyfriend is the Dykes, the Crawfords, the Bernards. They're all right there from Beach Creek, all of them. So if someone's keeping a secret, they're all keeping the secret.
Hey, I saw Benny one day, and he made all the calls he could on that Lawson stuff to be investigated on the live. He called everybody one time. I was like, oh shoot, they're definitely going to be looking into it now.
It should be because the FBI.
Mods, be on high alert. I just had a weirdo try to come through.
Up on the StreamYard?
Yes.
Oh boy. Is it because of our discussion? We all have different views.
He didn't have a shirt on, so I deleted him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Weirdo.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Justin TV Reviews?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of him.
Oh, never mind. Goodbye, I mean.
I heard Dolly say something the other day I agreed with. Do you ever hear the phrase, the cobbler kids go unshoes? Meaning the guy that makes shoes, it's his kids that don't have shoes, you know. And like my dad was a mechanic, and our cars were always crappy because when you get home, you don't work on your own. My house, I clean house. Yeah, I clean houses. In my house, you would clean houses. You know, when I get home,
you're too tired to do it. It's too much effort.
Yep. Yeah, I would get I would get an GED. I'd do something, learn Spanish.
I would
especially
too.
if I'm solitary.
You could probably become a chef in there too. You know,
you could do anything you want to.
Cooking for all those people. I mean, it would be, you know, really stupid not to do something like that, to get a trade skill, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don was in, you know, solitary confinement for his protection, so he probably didn't get the opportunity to even be a trustee, you know. So he was in there 23 hours a day in a cell by himself. I guess he got no mail or nothing, and he turned to the Bible, which many people do. But
yeah, they do.
Why not put him in there a book of something else, family life skills, you know? You know, something. Protest that, Betty. Dang, October, baby, that's sad.
That's what .com just said, what you just said. That's exactly what she just said, like for word.
You know, I know when I get stressed, when like I get really heavy stressed, I can't even think of what I want for dinner that night. I can't even think what I want to wear. My brain just shuts down. So everybody's saying, well, why didn't Don do this? Or why don't Don talk about this? Or why don't talk, you know, about that? It's like when your brain gets too much, you don't think normal like normal people think. So I think someone should guide Don, you know, into his thinking. But who does he trust? Every person that they've trusted has crapped on him somehow, or they've, you know, taken it, you know. So then you're leery. You don't want to trust nobody because you're just like the rest.
Now this is my theory on that. If I could just say this, I would have wanted to get close to them too initially until I found out what they were like. And maybe when you found out what they're like, maybe then that's when they change their opinion of you. They're not necessarily flip-flopping, but like I thought that Ernie was a predator hunter for child predators. And I really thought he was a bounty hunter, just like, you know, Dog. And then I find out that he's not. I'm not a flip-flopper. I'm just educated now.
But my thought on that is you can do that, but as parents of a missing child, you should take that and go in peace instead of taking everything you know about them and saying,
and ruining
I found out about them. Just take what you know and go in peace. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Now, everyone say, well, why are you doing about Ernie? Ernie isn't the parent of a missing child. Ernie concerns me because he says he rescues children. If someone goes to him and says, I need my child rescued, Ernie is going to try to do it. Ernie's not qualified to do it, and somebody could get hurt doing it. Very well could get hurt doing it.
because he
Now,
might want to make a video.
to his defense, he was a damn good actor at it.
Mm-hmm.
Go into acting, buddy. I mean, you're
Exactly.
obviously really good at it.
Rose thinks I talk crap on him all the time. I don't think anything good about him. Ernie has the gift of gab. Ernie has persuasion. Ernie has the dimples. Ernie has the looks. Ernie has the accent. If he would just take that, and like Sarah said, instead of going to Busch Gardens and saying they were run out, show your experience at Busch Gardens. Hey, we're on this roller coaster. It's my first time. He would get
We
just
would've
as
loved
many
it.
viewers and just as many support.
I suggested to him he just do motivational speaking. Like, what's that dude's name that's real tall?
Yeah, he'd be a good preacher. He talks just like an evangelistic.
Just do motivational speeches. Just motivate people. I thought it was
know what
great.
the hell you're talking about. He keeps saying, "Well, I taught people how to rescue children." No, you don't, because that's something that you got to have you just can't go read a book and rescue a child. It's children that he said. That was my concern with him. It's children that he says he's working with.
But like, take for instance, like let's just say, what's his name? Anthony Robbins. Is that his name? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins. He's like a motivational speaker. He's not religious nor anything. He's just, pretty much just reiterating self-confidence and the gift of gab and just having some self-awareness. I felt motivated after watching a Lightning Tiger episode with him, and I really didn't know what he was pumping us up for, but hell, I was pumped up for the day.
He would be an excellent Southern preacher.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that kind of flies into the cult thing,
Which but I don't think he's religious at all, is he? I mean, does he even go to church?
No, but he could be. I mean, all you have to do is have faith in God and go down to the river and start talking.
Oh, I mean, he could be hired to do it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, he has some knowledge of the Bible, and he can verse.
Head, yeah.
Yeah, Sarah, that's right. You got to have the knowledge of what you're talking about. Exactly. And you can't just read it, take a human course on Facebook, and you can't just watch a movie. You got to, that's why but you know what? Ernie's not the only one that says he rescues children. There are many people and human trafficking people out there just like Ernie. Ernie's not the only one, which is scary as hell.
True. Gypsy, I don't know if you know that we had a talk last night kind of about some of the background. I think you came in late actually on Alicia's. I don't know if you got to watch that, but Alicia told some things that we didn't know about before, so you might find it interesting sometime.
Yeah, Alicia and I had already had all that. See, Alicia and I started talking in email when she was still a tiger. I asked her, I was like, can you get Ernie to send me a copy of his resume? This is how Alicia and I met. She was on Miss Daisy's panel, and I was on Miss Daisy's panel. And I was talking about Candace having visits with the kids. And Alicia came up and she goes, well, I want to let you know that I can confirm that Candace does have visits with the kids. And I didn't even know who she was. She said, I was talking to Candace on a Zoom visit and the kids were there. So I know Candace has visits with the kids. Well, I put a video out there saying, hey, I think Candace has visits with the kids. And everybody called me a liar. So I think I went to Ernie's chat and I said, can somebody have Alicia email me? So Alicia emailed me and I said, can you come to my chat and confirm that you said this? And she said, yeah, no problem. Well, then later I sent her a message saying, can you have Ernie send me his resume? And she goes, yeah, no problem. And so we just kind of started talking like that. And then I generally was like, do you believe this bullshit? And she would be like, because Alicia's nice, and she'd be like, well, I don't know, this and this and this. I'm like, okay, I didn't press it. And then more and more, and then that's when she started putting out that narcissist series.
Mm-hmm. Yes, right.
And that's when we started really talking about that. No, she didn't believe him, but yeah. So she told me how they met and the publicist and all that other crap. And you know what? I did find out today that October 2021 was when Ernie jumped out of the Jeep.
Okay.
But this will be about Don and Candace, so maybe we're getting off track.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
But either way, I just wanted Gypsy to know about the stuff from last night because I didn't know that I didn't know that he stayed at her house for 3 days like that and all that stuff happened.
Yep. Because she's a good Christian person, and Ernie had the gift of gab,
Yeah.
And that's how we talked about that because she's seen his certificates. And if you just glance at him online, he does look legit until you do like I did and start digging into him and find out they're not real.
Well, last night I saw in my news feed, Graz, Graz, was talking about how Anthony Greeno is getting out.
Yep, me and Chaotic have been talking about that because she did a good special on him. Yeah, he is getting out soon.
I guess he's Ernie's twinsy.
Well, that's what I think. I think he got the idea from him.
I mean, but they're like identical, ain't they, Sarah? I mean,
I couldn't believe
yeah.
it. I was stunned when I saw the special that Chaotic did. I had to fast forward a little to the part, and I was just like, I listened to him talk, and I could tell like there was percolation going on, and like he was getting ideas. It was like the idea was born before me on the video. Yeah, it was interesting to watch.
Well, you heard Sarah say he gets ideas from the chat. Like he got the idea to say they were kicked out of Busch Gardens because somebody came in there and said they were going to call Busch Gardens. So he just ran, he ran with it.
And that's why he carries 3 phones, because one phone's to watch the chat where he gets the ideas. And that's where it's my belief the other day when he said the word, I'm in a psych ward, that he saw that us talking in chat and mentioning different people talking about that. We're saying maybe he's in a psych ward, and then he threw that out there because he saw it in the chat. That's my thought.
Yeah.
And Donna, you're right. You're right, Donna. What you're saying about Ernie was just doing it because he wanted to be the one to get a confession out of Candace, but it was for himself, not Summer. Yes, because also last night we found out in Alicia's chat there was a person that spoke up. I don't really know who it is, but they said that they used to be a mod. They changed their name. That he made her guilted into giving him a trip, and I think it was over state lines. Like he wanted her. He said, "I need a ride. I need a ride," and it's because I'm going to get Candace to tell me everything, to make her feel like she would be letting down the case if she didn't give him a ride. You know what I mean? So she felt like she was letting Summer down, not the case, and it was really just about a ride.
And her family wouldn't let her because they ran Ernie's name.
It made her feel like she let down the case.
He twisted Candace's words
I
too.
wanted to bring up a couple of other topics too that are in the news. Besides.
Oh, before you do, I gotta go. I just want to say goodbye before you do. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I
You got
didn't
Chinese
interrupt. Thank you for having me up.
Yeah,
See
thank
later,
you.
Constance. I might mute out a second at my pharmacy pickup, but I'm here.
Okay, I don't know if you heard earlier that King of the Streets health update. He help me with prayer for King of the Streets. He's in the hospital today with heart valve problems. Please share this with your subscribers and friends, along with his Cash App. Thank you for your support, and I appreciate you guys. Okay, just wanted to make sure everybody heard that. I mentioned it earlier, and I don't know if you got to hear it too there. StreamYard drains my phone, but I'm sorry. Thank you for coming up. We appreciate your input as always. Dear Constance, I think Sarah's busy. Alicia laid some bombs on me this morning when I watched her live. I wish she would have spoke this months ago. I believe every word she said because it all fits now. I'll see if I can get an update on Jamie. Okay. Okay, and then I had, let's see here, shared a couple of things. Coupon and Madonna, I think you were following this too. The Ryan Upchurch family feud. I had shared a couple of things that had come through my news feed about that situation with his mother purchasing home properties behind his back. And then I believe it was his family that came in and trashed his record studio. Did you see that also, Coupon and Madonna? So I shared some of that stuff too. I know he had been in the true crime community with us there for a while and had been interested in finding Summer as well. And I just wanted to mention those things were happening to Ryan. And you do follow Patty and Ryan. Yeah, that broke my heart seeing, he even has his mama up on stage with him. So I was really surprised to hear about that. And so I shared from his channel some updates on that. And so I just wanted to talk about that too, if you wanted to.
Patty and Ryan. Who's that? I know Patty Mayo.
Upchurch. We're talking about Ryan Upchurch.
Oh, Ryan Upchurch. Oh, okay. I missed that part, obviously, but I'm back now. Yeah, last I talked to Jamie, he was uncomfortable.
Yeah, Ryan's family trashed his record studio, and his mom purchased 2 homes behind his back.
What?
Yeah, I shared it on my community wall this week. Me and Donna have been talking about it.
Okay,
He's real
I'm not caught up.
Yeah, he's real devastated because he had been, having her up on stage with him and everything, and
he seems like a mama's
he's
boy.
even got on record her saying, "Come on, let's go get the money out of the bank before he comes home from tour."
What the hell? Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, now he thinks that his mom was lying to him about his girlfriend cheating on him. So he's thinking, should I not believe my mom? Maybe she wasn't cheating on me at all.
Wow, it just seems like an all-American family, like he was taking care of her. They were living the dream. Everybody was happy. It's so funny how that could be like that,
Everything's just falling apart for him right now.
Oh,
I
that's
feel really
terrible.
bad. Yeah.
Seems
And,
like a
he
good
he
kid.
is from the area where Summer's gone missing from. And,
Very
of course,
generous, too.
yeah.
I've seen him give some very generous super chats even to people in the crime community. I've seen him lay out $500 super chats to a couple people when I was in the chat.
Yeah, his mother has a channel too. And, I'm sure she's given her 10 cents, but.
Well, I bet people are tearing her up.
I don't know. Donna, does she still have her channel?
She'd get a lot of trolling, I bet.
Yeah, they trashed Ghost Ranch in his studio.
Well, I'm just shocked. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to watch your video when I get a chance. I have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, there's several that I shared from his, I follow him, and I just shared it straight from his, it's sad as hell. There's a lot of lives, where he'll do a quick short from his truck, and it'll break your heart.
Wow. Things aren't always what they seem.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess you're following the Love After Lockup too.
I've learned about everything I've learned is from you and Gator. I don't know as much as you guys.
Okay, well, if anybody here is for the Love After Lockup updates, Jen Bailey went live several times this weekend on Instagram, and calling Amzie out and saying that her and Johnny Mac are the reason that he has left and won't call her and won't return her calls. And now she's targeting Alice, his mother, for coming to his refuge. And she's saying that, she shouldn't be, interfering and this, that, and the other. But we all know a mom is going to roll up if her son is being abused. I don't care.
Yeah, that would be our job. That would be our job. Sorry. And I'm glad he didn't go back.
I know, and he's posted some more TikTok videos. One is of him in underwear and a long sleeve shirt doing just play that old time rock and roll.
So he's in a safe location and he's not gone back. That's good to hear.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a hell of a time.
Has he said where he is? Or is he trying to keep that private for safety?
He's trying to keep that private, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Not that it matters. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Safety first. She'll probably show up if she knows.
Said Patty and her friend Tama had a fallout. Yes, she posted today. So his mom does still have, Patty Upchurch does still have a channel. She made a lot of the videos members only. Hungry.
I follow him, but he's in my feed buried somewhere because I have so many likes.
I'll come up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I love to talk with Donna. I don't get to talk with Donna much. Donna's
All
gangster.
right. Yeah, she'll give us the 411. I love him to death. That just breaks my freaking heart, man. He said 2 $500,000 homes.
I'm just
And
shocked.
one of them,
I mean,
he and his wife to be wanted to buy.
I mean, you're lucky to have a life like that because of your son. You think you'd appreciate it that your son's taking care of you and you don't have to worry. Like, oh, look at all of us, everybody else struggling in the grocery store right now. I'm about to go there myself. You don't have to worry about food and everything,
I dropped you a
Inconsiderate
link,
biatch.
Donna.
Inconsiderate.
I know. Family though.
Can you
Families.
imagine how proud you would be if your kid was a just rock star musician and famous around the world and you didn't have to worry about the price at the food store,
Right.
How, appreciative you'd be. I just can't imagine this. It's blowing my mind. I'm speechless, rendered speechless.
Yeah, after losing my daughter, I tell mine now, just stay alive. That
Yeah,
is my
right?
only requirement. Just stay alive.
I imagine you would feel that. I know.
Donna, I dropped you a link if you want to come up and give us the lowdown on that showdown. Okay, what were the other updates I was going to do that happened through the week? Okay.
I
There
love this.
was
News with Gypsy. I like this.
there was the birthday party there for her. Did you see the video that Robin and them? Hey, Team Rose, the
Yes,
video
I
that they
did.
put together with the. What did you think of the dress on the swing?
Kind of mixed feelings. It made me sad. I guess they did it for, I mean, the video to make the video and everything. It made its point. You know what I mean? It got people's feelings.
Hey, Donna, you give us an
I
update
imagine.
on Ryan
Hi,
Upchurch.
Donna. Hi, Team Rose.
Hey Gypsy. Hey Sarah.
What's up, Donna?
I'm not real good at this panel thing, but
Yeah, you are.
I watched Patty. I loved her channel. I loved what she was doing with it, and I didn't get that vibe from her at all. But somehow I get the feeling that maybe he might have been. He talks about his grandpa a lot and how he looked up to him and all they did together, and I think maybe he might have been raised by them. And his mom, recently back in his life. I'm not sure about that. That's the vibe I'm getting now. But he said she had asked to do that song with him and to go on stage with him that night. And he thinks that was just to make her look good. But I didn't see this coming at all. And I hate that he's going through that.
What
She
is it
does
you
He's
want
such
to do
have
a
for
her
her?
good man,
channel still.
I mean, he's
She
such a
posted
good
this morning.
What a weirdo.
He is. He is. And he was
What
going
does
to try
she
to help
say in her
Summer.
defense? Does she say anything in her defense?
Not a thing. She didn't say she did it or didn't do it. She just kept putting her videos out. And then she was talking about that last video she posted, how she was trying to get out of Ghost Ranch and his security guard was standing out there giving her bad body language and she just wanted to get her dogs out of there. But man, they trashed that place and that studio
Why
that
did
he wrote
they
all
do
his
that?
songs in. I don't know. I guess out of spite. She tried to get money out of the bank after this, and see, about I want to say a couple months ago, her and her friend Tama, they were running on that was it Temu or whatever that site you can go on there and sell stuff, and they were doing live shows and stuff selling the jewelry she was making out of those Goodwill jewelry by the town halls, and she would put stuff together and sell it, and she and her had a falling out of some sort. It didn't go public, but Tama deleted her channel, and then nothing was said. But then that phone call that Ryan had on his video, that was Tama. And so when she bought those houses, she quick deeded them to her so that Ryan didn't know about them.
Wow.
So Tama, that her friend that's mad at her, said she knew she didn't want Ryan to know about it, but I have a feeling that Ryan got tipped off by her friend Tama.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously, a little too late, but yeah,
That's the subject, Team
she
Rose.
posted a video this morning, but she wasn't live in it. It was all about mannequin art. It was a cute little video. Watch it, but the videos that she should have addressed that in, she made members only, and you can't go back and watch them.
I
But
wonder why she
yeah,
did that. You think it's for the money?
Poor
well,
Ryan.
because so many of Creek Squad was posted on there and telling her how wrong she was, and why don't she at least let them know, that she did or didn't do it. And she wouldn't say. She didn't say anything
Creek
about
Squad
it.
gonna
She
get
just
her.
said she won't dog her son on the internet. That's all she said.
Wow.
Yes, .com and Just For You. King of the Streets is at the hospital having trouble with his heart. And I believe
Which is
Nepat said that he is still there in observation.
he's been there quite a while, and it's a problem with his valve. He's on oxygen right now.
If I'm looking at the chat, does my avatar still stay up there? Because I'm not real good about knowing.
The only thing that's wrong is
Okay.
your speaker. I don't know if what you're talking on, but it's very crackly. Like, I don't know if it is in the chat. It's very like, I don't know if you can push the button. Sometimes if you check them, you go back into how do you do it? Let me look right here. You select
Mine is crackly.
Are you on your phone?
Are you talking to me, Sarah?
Yeah. Are you on your phone?
I am. I have headphones in. Do you think I should take them out?
It's the headphones then. Sometimes it's the headphones. Or you can go to select the, oh, what's the button I just touched? More, and then settings, and then audio. And if you click the buttons, all the buttons on noise cancellation, then click them off, sometimes it resets it. But a lot of times it's due to headphones. I don't know if you're here at Gypsy, but it's real bad on my end. I just didn't want to say anything.
And then what? Adjust mic? Is that what you said?
There's a button called settings and then audio. And then if you sometimes select the
I'm
noise
there.
cancellation, you click all those buttons and then unclick them. Sometimes that helps. Like it resets it, sort of. Sometimes it's just headphones. It, I've had it happen with cheap headphones. It does the noise like yours is doing.
My good earbud. This is cheap set. So.
Did you click them?
I could
think
just
it's
probably
better.
take them out. I did. Is it better?
Yeah, it's gone right
Is
now.
it better?
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, good.
Actually, Southern Girl taught me that
Okay,
trick on my panel recently, and I was like, wow, it works.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Now we're good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, they heard the noise.
I actually I loved watching Patty's channel. She would order those. You can get like jewelry by the pound through Goodwill on their auction sites, and she would get a bunch of that in and make some pretty cute little pieces. She even got a
Oh, I love doing that.
what's them watches that cost thousands of dollars? It's in my head, but I've got like bad brain fog from
Rolex.
being with Rolex.
If it's a watch
Yes,
that costs
Rolex.
thousands of dollars, I don't know
Yeah.
nothing about it.
And she took it to
It's
the
out of my price range.
jeweler, and the Rolex was real, and somebody offered her
Wow.
$5,000 for it, so she sold it for $5,000. And it came in one of those Goodwill jewelry by the pound things.
Hey, I didn't
Yeah,
know nothing about that.
we figured all that out, Neepats. Rose came in late, and she didn't hear me read that Jamie had messaged me this morning and said he was headed to the hospital. So we're talking about King of the Streets, Rose.
Yeah, King of the Streets, Jamie.
Jimmy from the Bayou, I think yesterday said he was having. Somebody in chat said he was going to the emergency
I
room.
remember that.
I don't know what was wrong with him.
His legs and the sores he's having. I don't know if he needs a wound care. If that's what he was going for. I know he's been expressing some issues with legs lately and sores.
Hey, everybody coming in. If they're talking, I'll wave at you.
Stormy.
John Deere. I think some tractor sexy. It really turns me on.
Hey, you're never going to guess where I am. Take a guess.
At the store.
Yeah, which one?
I bet you're sitting in your car.
Yep. At the Grocery store, you win. It's Sunday. It's my errands pattern, you know.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Do they know you there real well?
I usually go to self-checkout because it's less interaction with humans.
I see.
Uh,
And
Oh,
we
and
are all androids, right?
and Gypsy. There's this guy that you remember that Dagburn Johnny Goble that used to put out those videos about Upchurch, and Hugh made some about him.
Johnny Gobble? Yeah.
Yes, his mother
He
has
has my
been
last
giving.
name.
He's been sending him. She's been sending him money, and she got his T-shirts started. Like had her debit card attached to the account that mails out the T-shirts, and sent him money and got him started on that art that now he's painting and selling. And
Wow.
then he tried to say the money. He didn't get any money. The money was going straight to her, and started a bunch of drama with Patty.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes,
Crazy.
and then after Patty, she had to prove that he never did attach like a bank account to receive the payments, and the money had been sitting there, but it was only like $60 he made. But he never attached anything to receive the money that was going in the account. So now he's all for her. Now he's posting videos every day against Ryan but for Patty, his mom. He inserted himself.
How does Kohlberger have a girlfriend locked up?
Yeah, I
She wants to
wondered
be
about
with
that.
him. That's really weird.
Well, just think about Eric Menendez. Didn't he like get married while he was in there?
Well, I guess stuff happens, but I would think
The
that's a big red
Menendez
flag.
boys, yeah.
I would think it's a red flag if your boyfriend's locked up for slashing 4 young. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of a red flag.
Did you see the videos of Don pooping and peeing, Donna?
Yes, I did timestamps for them to show you. Actually,
Did Donna see it?
did you see it? After the pee, when he did the pee, that was on Dolly's, right? The pee, yeah, it was Dolly's. He goes, "Oh God, that felt better," or something. I almost fell off my chair laughing. I was like, "Oh,
Did
I'm
you
gonna
see it?
timestamp that for."
I'll play
Huh?
them again if Donna wants
Yeah.
to see them.
My first
Okay,
thought
here's
was, I gotta timestamp that for Gypsy.
Here you go.
Here we go.
It's funny, we're talking about this area back here. Right. So good. Okay, I'm glad we
See?
put a place. That's why they. Are you talking about?
Got it.
Okay, it's Don.
Yeah, that's me.
When that
Okay, it's Don.
Yeah, that's me.
What's going on, Don?
Oh, little fucktards.
How's everything with you tonight, Don?
Do what?
I said, how is everything with you?
Besides everybody fucking trying to turn me down when this is supposed to be about summer, and everybody wants to make it about Chris McDonough and my stepsisters. Really? It ain't about them.
Hold on, Don.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's what I'd like to know. What the hell's wrong with you?
Damn, that was
It's the
funny.
perfect little picture.
Did you hear the part where he goes, "Oh, damn, that felt good."
Yeah.
Oh man, he's right back to that old stuff. It's the drinking, I guess.
Is he back to drinking?
Oh yeah, he freaked out on Dolly, and Dolly's been trying to help him yesterday.
Oh, I didn't think he was drinking at all, but
Oh,
I
he
haven't
freaked the hell
got to
out.
watch for a few days.
I actually
He
felt
turned the
bad.
bottle up. He turned
That's
the bottle up when he was talking to Dolly.
On
I mean,
Summer's birthday.
you're peeing and
Yeah.
shitting on live, so I mean, I would, you know.
I'm sure. You know what though? If it was Amanda's birthday, I usually get tore up too. I
Yeah, that's what
do.
I'm saying. Yeah,
I do. I
I
can't
could see
do
it.
Of
it.
course, naturally, naturally.
if that's what you turn to, I probably would have been drunk that day too if it was my kid. But uh, maybe I don't say. I don't know if I would or not, but because I don't drink.
Okay, we
But
got an update on King of the Streets here from Knee Pats.
Anyone?
He just said he was checked for a heart attack. He did not have one. His heart and kidneys are weak. He is now on another heart medication.
Jeez.
I'll put prayers in chat.
He does really need it. His heart's, man, that's
I noticed he'd been canceling his lives that had
he
scheduled.
does that
So
often now. They're canceled for days in a row. So,
yeah,
'cause he just doesn't know when he's going to feel okay to do them. And, he said his heart, there's one part of it that's working. I think he said 15%. I mean, that's real bad, the heart valves and
uh,
stuff. And they keep
yes,
giving him different medicines, and your body got to adjust. And each medicine has its own side effect, and all these meds are costing him money. And there's been times where he doesn't have the copayment and stuff. And I know one day he went without a diuretic, and I'm like, he was talking about swelling and stuff, and I'm like, you can't mess with that. You got to get that.
yeah, I have heart problems too, and
Yeah.
some of that medicine is outrageous.
Yep.
Okay, now why do y'all think that DSS was letting her see them, but now they're not even letting them talk on the phone?
That's
I
weird.
think I have thoughts. I mean, mine was dad. You know how when the Utah came to talk to him in prison, I guess I think they came twice. It could have been twice. It could have been more. But I don't know what information went between the both of them. But the fact that, or the new charges pending that, I think there's more that they're keeping sealed because I think, and you know how somebody mentioned earlier about why they have no charges, they're fine. You know what I mean? I think it's all being kept together for the case because they want to get it right. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the charges that they could file now are being saved for I don't want to say finale, that's not the right word, but when they're finished with everything because it all holds up, you know what I mean? All of those are adding
Yeah,
up to one case, and I don't think they want to screw it up. I think that's why.
I agree. I agree. And I could see this taking years because look at us. How many fucking, excuse my French, but how many, reasonable doubt do we have? That's why Casey Anthony got away with it because they
Oh yeah.
couldn't narrow it down to a finite
You only got
time.
one chance.
How, what, where, when, they couldn't do it. So,
Yeah.
You
Now
only get one chance.
my son was involved with this lady. I couldn't stand her, but
Huh.
she had kids with this other guy, and the relationship was very toxic. And
Yeah.
CPS would come in and sit all day, like so many hours a day, and watch her interact. And because
Like
where
a
they
home
fought so
study?
much around the kids, yes, and where they
Wow.
fought so much around the kids, he wasn't allowed to be there, or they were going to take her kids. So maybe that could also be why, because she was participating, getting to see them and everything when Tom was in jail, but then they stopped it when he came out of jail. And maybe it's because of that. I'm not sure. It could be a lot of
Yeah.
things.
It could be a lot of things, and I always go back to I don't want to like jump to certain conclusions, but what I want, everyone should think about what have the kids said too. We don't know that. I think that plays a big part in what they've lived in and what, what I mean, whether it's good or bad. We don't know what they've said, and
Yeah.
we have to all remember that. That could be like there could be some deep stuff from them, from their mouths. You know how kids, say things.
I, I have a feeling that it probably wasn't something real bad, or she wouldn't have been able to see them while he was locked up. But I mean, here's
She
the
was
thing.
allowed to
Yeah,
talk
they
to them, I
have.
think. I think it was just talk, right? We got to that. Was
They,
it just phone calls?
she had some visits too. Is what
Oh,
somebody said,
oh, oh,
and she got to talk to him on the phone
actually, you know what
because
it could
she
be?
had to travel.
Yeah, the what?
Because she had to travel, so I don't know that
I
she
know it
would
was
have
too
that
far.
far.
I know it was far, and she probably didn't want to maybe drive alone.
Right.
Maybe
I think
that's
she
it.
had some visitation and
Maybe she
a
had
lot of on the
anxiety
phone
driving that
calls.
far.
Yeah.
But I also realized, wait a minute, when you're in the courts and when you're in DCF, what do they call it DCF now? It used to be DSS when I was in it, so I always start saying DSS. A
Constance,
lot of
both
time,
of the Menendez brothers got married in there too. And I
oh,
think
Constance
that,
is back.
what was that guy? The one with, what's her name? Lacey Peterson. Didn't he remarry too?
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
He was real good looking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did too.
And y'all know Chris Watts is gonna, he's probably done.
How long was Don in prison? Was it 6 months?
Yeah,
Thought
it
it
was
was a
about that.
year.
Well,
Thought it
he
was
had
a year.
Okay.
1129 to serve.
Well, I was gonna say maybe the court case has to, you know what I mean? Usually, I was gonna say what could have been too is the year ended, like if they had, you know what I mean? When I was in DCF, usually it goes by blocks, like the year, and you have certain times to do certain things, and then that goes to the next phase. Like if you didn't, like if my mom didn't do her stuff she had to do, you know what I mean? It would go to the next level. Like
Yeah.
not, cutting off, and then they start talking about termination rights if you don't do the full year, 2 years on the plan, if your mom or dad doesn't do what they're supposed to do, the certain classes, blah blah blah. So
Yeah, they
sometimes
both have
it's
to sign something.
yeah, it's usually in blocks by the year, and then they review it in court. Actually, I watch a lot of Zoom court cases on YouTube. I have no idea why. It's been fascinating me, and I watched a custody termination this morning actually, and it was the same thing. The mom wasn't able to do all the stuff she was supposed to do, and you could tell she was bull crapping. But that's not the same
Tell us
case
some of
as
the
her.
things that she was told to do.
Well, these are the things I don't know on her court thing, but usually it's remain drug free. Sometimes they have to submit their urines for certain amounts of time. Like sometimes it's once a week, twice a week. Go to all the visits. Don't skip the visits. Sometimes if they don't go to the scheduled visits, that's that's a check mark. That goes against them when they don't complete that. When you don't refuse to give your urine. I mean, I don't know what was on her service plan, but ours were usually to go to the visits, to remain drug free, to do the counseling, get a letter from the counselor that you're doing the counseling. It's usually tailored to that person, tailored to their own issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like my mom's issues were different than whatever they were told to do on their service plan, but they follow that thing, and they will go over that in court and scrutinize if you don't do certain things, then it will go to the next phase,
And in the beginning, they also had to do some house repairs because they were working
Yeah,
on
case
them.
plan.
Like a
Okay.
proper bathroom. They had to finish the
That was
bathroom,
on
all the
their case
door.
plan. That was on theirs. That was a safety
Yeah.
thing. Exactly. So that was one of the
Now, it's
things on
my
there.
understanding they fixed all that. They fixed the door. There is a door there, and you
Yeah.
remember
They
that
had lots of help.
Candace showed a video going through the house, and they had put
Cam
sheetrock
helped
up.
them drywall. Yeah.
Yeah, people from church helped, I think, and I know didn't Cam and Ellie, didn't they help with some stuff? I know that
They
I think
did.
BK raised money, I think, for some of the supplies, and maybe some local donors. People donated time. I feel like that happened.
Paint and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an example of something on a service plan.
And then Don, when he came out, he says he can't get employment there in Tennessee. So he had to go out of state to do it. So he's out of state like all week and only comes home on the weekends. And then he can't get stuff done, is what he said. But on one
They
of the
might have
phone calls
wanted
I was
him.
listening to.
They might have
I
wanted
would
him
think
to go to an alcohol.
they probably needed to get like smoke alarms.
He
And like
said they're in
right.
AA.
DSS is picky about like having a plate on your outlet.
Oh yeah, they are. Oh yeah,
Shit
they are
like
picky.
that.
They can
Yeah.
be very picky. They can.
Yeah.
His service plan might have, I'm just saying speculation, might have included something about taking a alcohol course or
Or the staircase.
going to AA. It could have had
He
something like
said,
that. Sometime, yeah.
Sarah, he
Fixing
said
that staircase.
he and Candace both are in AA
So they are in a.
have already done that part. Yeah, and they're in AA. Yeah.
So if they did complete it, because we don't know if we don't know as people over, watching in. It's not our business or anything, but he would have had something signed by the AA, because usually the courts will want them to sign something, so they would turn that into them and say, yeah, they completed it. You know what I mean? So if they did in fact do it, then it would be in court.
Yeah.
So the lawyer will turn that in, yeah, because they always do case reviews in court.
I mean,
Do
I
they
don't know.
go
A lot of
over that stuff on that court that you watch? Like if they don't like jump through all the
Yes.
what happens?
I got sucked into a crazy one this morning. It was 2 sessions long. I think I sent you the link to one. It was part 1 and part 2, and it was a really bad termination one. And I mean, this mom had, I think it was like 5 kids with 5 different dads, It was pretty interesting. I didn't mean to. I just started watching it while I was cleaning and stuff, and I couldn't stop watching. But in the end, they were going over each kid and what the kids were going through. The people that had her two younger kids wanted to adopt them, and all the five fathers weren't involved paying any. They didn't care that one was in jail on the Zoom call, and he said he's fine with the kids staying where they were because the kids all the kids wanted to stay where they were except one of the older ones, and they were saying it's because she wants no rules and stuff, and she was smoking weed and having sex and stuff. Smoking weed with her mom at age 13, so that was a red flag, against the mom. And the mom was hitting them. Oh, the mom was accused of strapping the young one in the car seat and hitting him with a belt. And she was saying, "Oh, I did it by accident because I was hitting the other one." I'm like, well, that doesn't make it any better. Hit the baby in the face with the belt. So it was a pretty kind of bad one. But she lost
Yeah,
her
that sounds
rights.
bad.
She lost her rights because it was going on and on for years, in and out for years. That's kind of what happened with us. After a certain time, they say this is enough.
You could tell that Candace didn't keep a clean house, but she did take the kids like fishing
Wasn't the
and,
worst house I've ever. It wasn't the worst house I've ever seen.
no,
That's for sure.
no, it wasn't. And the
I
boys,
was
I thought
concerned
they
about
seemed
the
happy.
safety of the stairs. What if they
That
were
was a
like,
bad one.
let's just say we're running through the house and I'm the little girl and they're chasing after me. I could see me getting hung up in them steps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I don't know if they fixed those, but that was probably that was a weird one, going down the stairs like that. But
I
not
think
sure
they
why they had
did
the
fix it.
island over it. I would imagine they would have done that first. That was probably the number one flag thing.
Seemed to
Give
me,
me
I
give
think
you
she
my
said that was to
opinion.
keep someone from falling down it.
Mhm.
I think that the steps was an afterthought, and they were like, "Fuck that! It's too cold to go outside. Just drill a fucking hole in the ground, Daddy." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was an easy access to the downstairs, so they didn't
It
have to
was
go
a
around the
big
house.
shift.
Because I had a house one time, and you had to go in the basement to do the laundry, and I had
Oh
to go
yeah,
outside, carry my laundry,
that's my
Leave
neighbor's
snowing or
house.
there.
not, go in
Yeah.
the basement, and
Yeah.
I wish I'd have thought of that.
My neighbor's house is like that, and it used to be my in-laws' house actually. And see her out the window in the winter going out with her basket. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Why don't they have a
Like
door down there?
literally, they
Yep.
needed to just build a handrail all the way around it, so somebody couldn't just fall down in it. But
Yep.
instead, they put that makeshift, I don't know what it was, cabinet over it
Mhm.
to do that. But yeah, that didn't look good. But I know, I think I understand why they did it. Kind of funny. Just because I mean, I wished I had that access, but I never thought about doing a hole in the floor and putting some stairs down there. You'd have to gear up like you were going to go somewhere and put your boots on it
I
when it
could
was
I could
snowing.
see it. I bet it started out as a way to bring up firewood,
Maybe. Yeah.
and then they were like, "Hey, let's just walk it."
Yeah.
It could have been something that
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Parenting classes. Yeah,
Definitely.
that's I have a family member that was ordered to do that. She had to do a ton of different kind of classes.
See, myself, I can't help to think from the kids' perspective. I mean, they had fun riding their motorbikes and uh I mean they had the outfits they had to wear to ride the fox outfits, those aren't cheap.
Nope.
And they had, they could just run amok up there and it was probably fun for them. Um and they probably miss that. And I would bet they miss their mom and dad too, their home life,
Well,
even though it wasn't perfect.
that's usually the way it is. I mean, even if you're abused, they always like the court case I watched this morning. The older ones, wanted to go back. They feel like they always want to go back.
I do
But in
think there
that,
was neglect, but more
yeah,
neglect than abuse, I think. A
yeah.
lot of the people saying that Summer looked very malnourished and all that. I
There
didn't
are
see
kids
that.
that look like that sometimes, I will say. What
Yeah.
there are some shots I see of her and I'm like, oh, good God, I just want to, when I have this thing in me where I want to feed everyone, like all the kids in the neighborhood. Sorry about the
Yeah.
noise. All the kids in the
Oh,
neighborhood always used to come to get food in my house. And, I'd
yeah.
want to feed them and stuff. If I see a kid like that, I want to feed him.
I was that mom too. I was that mom too. All the
You need some
kids
cookies.
coming out. Yeah, that's the mom I was. My kids are grown, except my son still lives here. He had a stroke, a brain bleed when he was 22, and
He lives with you?
left him. Yeah, he left him paralyzed. So I'm his caretaker. But yeah,
So you're a full caregiver like me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He had a brain bleed and then caused him a massive stroke.
Do you have assistance?
No,
Me neither. I'm
I
just
just do it
wondering because
myself.
it's so hard on your body, like to try to do all the bathing and stuff. It's getting real hard on me.
No, it is. Well, my husband helped.
Not to get off topic, I was just wondering because it's you don't always meet somebody that has to do it, you know.
Yeah,
I know there's other people's, you know. I think .com's in a similar situation too.
yeah. We have him back in therapy. He's relearned everything except walking. I really think there's some kind of issue going on. Like maybe in his equilibrium, something going on, and he has a real bad fear of falling, so it's holding him back, in my opinion. But hopefully he learns to walk this year, and because really he's just
Have they
left with
checked
left
his
side
ears?
paralysis. Yeah, they even thought because he can't get his voice out very good, so they even thought maybe his vocal cord was paralyzed on the left side as well. But when they went down with the camera, and it turned out it wasn't. So now we just need to see if maybe we can get something
I was just
diagnosed
wondering because
where he's off
sometimes the
balance.
equilibrium stuff can be ear related.
Yeah, that's where we're at with it now. I think there's definitely a problem there that they're not getting diagnosed
Well, I
because you
hope you
see
figure that
people with
out.
left side paralysis learn to walk and continue all of a normal life, and
Can happen.
it's been 9 years and he still
Nine
has not.
years?
Yeah,
Ooh,
I just have some
he's 33 now.
right there. Sorry.
okay.
I'm not to mute. Sorry. When you're under all these lights, I start sweating like a pig. I couldn't imagine being like Johnny Carson in a suit. I
I
bet they
know.
were like Oprah. I bet they sweat on that stage, or like
Are
having to
All
like
them
you
do all these
lawyers.
dances and sing
are
too. Are you kidding? I'd be out of breath.
do you use
I'd be
ring
like, hold on,
lights,
let me get my
Gypsy?
leg up. Then I'll sing.
Are you just using ring lights, or what lights are you talking
I
about?
have a ring light and then a table light, and then there's a light behind
Oh,
me.
I got two
And then
ring
there's the
lights set
kitchen
up.
light and the studio light.
You need a
So
But
fan.
without
And the
it, it's too
skylight.
dark. So
Yeah, no,
I
it's good
kind of
lighting.
want to change the direction of my channel a little bit, but I
it's
do want to
like
do some live streams.
paparazzi, y'all. It's like the paparazzi is everywhere. No, just kidding.
Make you famous. You got your G in the
Yeah.
background.
I think I'll text myself a threat to go across the screen. You know that's why he had all those phones. I also think
Yeah,
that's why. I also think that's why he's behind the screen because he's sitting there texting himself.
probably.
And I'm the sucker a year ago going, oh, look at Benny threatening him. And Benny's over there eating Doritos, not paying no attention to nobody. You
Exactly.
know,
I
when I
know, right?
Yeah.
started following Benny again, I caught on to that. I was like, how is he
Yep.
supposed to be threatening you when he's over here talking to Fizzle about Dizzle and a Trizzle? I mean, it wasn't even about him, you know?
Drizzle. Uh,
Right. Right. I caught on
how did
to
we
it.
get trapped? How did we
I
get
don't
tricked,
know,
Gypsy?
man. I don't know. I feel like such a fool. I feel like I bought into Amway again.
Gypsy, did
I've
you
gotten
get your
caught up.
watch hours?
Amway.
Did I what?
Did you get your watch hours yet?
No, I got like 446 to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
I got work to do
I'll
too.
do videos at night.
Thank you. I
Uh,
appreciate that.
live
Um,
stream
I'm
is the
still
fastest way
learning
to
how
I
to
get
should
make.
put
them.
some on play.
I'm still learning how to make a playlist. Like I think I mistakenly put shorts on it too, and I got to take them off. But like,
I should put some play yours.
what was I just talking
I don't
about?
think the short watch hour. I don't think the shorts count, but no.
Yeah, I gotta
So
move
this
them out
month,
the
I
way.
don't think
They're
so
in the
either.
way of the loop. You know, if you're trying to loop
yeah,
them, it'll kick you out of the loop. So I gotta move them out of there. But what was I
yeah.
gonna say about that? Yeah, getting back to like Ernie, like
What the hell?
like this is hard for me to understand, Sarah.
Okay.
It's like he still wants us to act like there was a troll named Rat, but there wasn't. That was a skit.
Yep.
Yeah,
So why does he still
I
act
I don't
like the
understand
people
when
like
it.
Lori that there's still a rat out there, and it was all a skit.
exactly.
I don't understand why like other
Even
people
if you
haven't
you
caught on.
we. I don't understand why we still have more things coming out. Like when I was talking with Alicia last night and learned all the new things, I'm like, it just makes it even more inconceivable how I ever did, you know, and it makes you
Well,
still at the same
I
time
figured
feel
out
bad.
I think I figured out the bathing thing.
Yes.
When y'all reiterated the schizophrenia, lots of
Yes.
schizophrenias had their hygiene as either hyper one or hypo. They're either really, really clean or they're not. And so there you
Yes.
go.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. The whole time he was at her house, he did not.
Yeah.
Alicia's
He
house. That's
definitely
what you know.
he lives in a fantasy world. Like I don't know.
Like when
Like
my
what
mom
kind of job would he have right now that he's going to get paid $3.5 million?
I
I
heard
mean,
that. I almost fell off my chair again.
that
What are you
made me
talking?
laugh
I
so
want to
hard.
put this out there for him. I want to put this out there for him. And Sarah, you know that I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
If, just if he were to have to go to jail, I'm putting this out there, Alicia. Get him on Love After Lockup. It's a trilogy, it's a
Heck yeah.
franchise. He will have a job forever. Get him on
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
After Lockup, and he will
People
have
would
a job
watch it.
forever. Okay, so there.
People would watch that. That is a good idea.
Yeah.
I would. I would. He
He's
would be a
already
great
known.
commentator and everything.
Yes, you're
In
right
my
about that.
opinion,
And think of
that's
the
his
women
only
that are
chance.
going to write him while he's in there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he'll get commentary full
He's
every
going to be
week.
the honey bun king.
He can have he'd have his own store. You know how the real the people that have all the stuff they can sell double. Yeah.
Because he, as say, he's a sexy motherfucker. So he's going to get some love in there.
He can hire
That would be
protection if he has extra honey buns. Yep.
perfect storyline is to follow him while he's back there and the women.
Oh, my
There'll be
phone's
love
low.
after lockup. Then there's love during lockup. And then
There
there's
you
love
go.
when you're a repeat offender.
I
There
didn't
you
know there was.
go.
I didn't know there was a
Covering
during.
all the bases.
Oh damn.
Well, I mean, we're in the true crime community. There's love here too.
I'll tell you, I have never seen the drama and stuff going on like it is in the true crime community. It
Yeah.
wasn't
I've
like
heard you
this
say
when I
that.
first entered, but now it's just turned into a huge shit show.
Yep.
And nobody even watches things about the cases anymore. It's got to be drama. Have to admit, I'm hooked on it too. But in the community I'm in, you don't see crap like that. We help one another. We collab. It's just all nice. But I gotta admit, I'm about ready to go to the drama community. Turn my channel around and not have to
I wish
leave the house.
I need more bass, don't I? You don't think I need more bass? I want to sound like Josh from the lab.
Oh, they got. I know. I know.
No,
Some people sound real good. I'm wondering. I noticed stuff like that. And I'm like, man, they must have a good mic, and
Yeah, he
earphones, and
sounds like he's a DJ.
his sounds good. You're right about that.
I need
think
more
a lot of that's
bass.
his
I don't
mom.
know how to give myself more bass.
You know what sucks? I better tell you just in case. I don't know how this happened. I thought I was plugged in, but I have low. My phone's pretty low, so if I drop, I'm in the grocery, but I'll be back if you're still on. You know what I mean? Just in case I disappear, I just want you to know.
Okay.
My phone might die. But you know, woo! Man, you're getting good at that. Timing's good.
Yeah, you
Trying to
are.
keep you awake. Trying to keep you awake.
I like watching
Starring
those on
Ernie,
yours and
starring
Jimbo's
Ernie and
channel.
Bubba. She said
I'm
starring
getting
Ernie
on
and
her
Bubba.
nerves. I'm getting on her nerves. She's not going to want to take me to the grocery store again.
Oh, Constance is here still too.
Yeah, I saw her. Hey, I mean, I'm telling you, the Love After Lockup franchise over there, they've got all types of things. Now, see, Clint, they were smart. His first girlfriend, who's now passed away, Tracy, she's who, they came initially here for. He wasn't with Jen then, he was with Tracy. And they had a catchphrase, a motherfucking crack, because they had a fight over her going back to smoking crack. And
She
Alice
smoked
says,
crack?
and Tracy did. And
Oh.
Alice's mom says to him on the phone, "What's the matter, son?" And he said, "Mom, it's motherfucking crack." And they made T-shirts, they made pocketbooks, they made all kinds of shit that said "motherfucking crack."
That's great.
And so that's what I was talking about the first time that I got to talk to him. I said, "Could you send me one of them T-shirts that
That's
says
hilarious.
motherfucking crack?" And Jim was like, "We have no more of that." Oh, okay, I'm sorry there. He's like, "I would have burned it if I found one."
That's
But that
hilarious.
was smart. They had, a catchphrase. People will always remember him. Well, hell, there you go. That's right up Ernie's eye, right there. We're talking entertainment. We're talking comedy. We're talking love and romance. What more do you want?
He's already got a catchphrase. Check it twice, cut it once.
Exactly.
It'll work. You're right about all this. You're on to something.
Well, I'm putting it out there for Alicia. His what was it he called her? His
Publicist.
publicist.
Yeah.
Calling
His
publicist
PR.
Alicia.
Yeah, his PR lady. So get him hooked up.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, we got to buy shoes for the baby.
I'm gonna jump off this. It's about to die, and I'll be back soon if you're still there.
Okay.
Try to get through this fast. I'll see y'all
Okay.
soon. Bye.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
Be careful.
Donna, do you follow 90 Day Fiance or anything like that?
No, I haven't
No.
watched any of those. Uh-uh.
So
I think I'm going to.
the other YouTube communities that you go into is the Upchurch community and his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're over there, do they have mods in chat?
Upchurch?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Patty have mods.
Well,
Yeah.
when I go over to my Love After Lockup or 90 Day, they don't have mods. They might have one, and
Are
it's
the
like,
chats real big?
yes, they're huge, and I'm
Wow.
like, how do y'all not have mods? They're like, yeah, we got one. I'm like, one? I've got 12, and I
They
think
may have silent mods too. A lot of people do that. They don't participate in chat, but they'll knock somebody in the head for you.
I just thought, wow, they get along nicely, and no one's threatening anybody, and then I come over here, and it's like, wow.
Well, that's why they don't need mods then.
I know, and they'll just have hours long shooting the shit and cracking up, and and then there's nothing like it is when you come over here.
That's how it
It's
is
sad.
in the couponing community. They have a few mods in their live streams, but there's no drama. There's no trouble. Everybody just wants to talk, and it's real nice. But I don't
When you
know.
go over to Upchurch, is there drama there?
No, not really. No.
And that's a drama community, isn't
Right,
it? You would
right,
think music, the
right
music
now,
industry.
right now Patty's got some in hers, but before that she didn't have. It was like a big supportive thing in her channel, and it was fun to be in the chat.
I hope that there's a turning point here right now, and
Yeah.
a change, a wave of change a coming,
When he said that at the end of his video, like, Patty, you're dead to me, or Patricia, you're dead to me, I mean, that just hurt my heart.
I
I
know it.
couldn't imagine. That's why I
I
think
was
maybe she didn't raise him. Maybe his grandparents did, because he talks about his
mm,
grandpa like he was his father figure instead of his dad being it.
where's his dad
And
at
his
now?
dad, he's there and he's involved in his life now, but he's being part of this with Patty. And he posted that you'd have to watch that video where he read his dad's comment and that he was going to start an Instagram and that he was going to take him to court if he said one more bad thing about him. Like,
Oh
Ryan
wow.
had to pay his dad's employees because at the end of the week he didn't have money to pay him. He helped him start his business. He's done a lot for his family, and
Wow.
not only his family but subscribers. And um, if he's in your chat, you get a big super chat. I mean, I've seen him drop $1,000 super chats and $500 super chat on his gaming channel, especially.
Does he still support Dolly?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about that, but I haven't seen him say
I
he's
haven't
not.
seen, I haven't seen one or the other actually
I
in a
think he
while.
was just, it was just during the Kylie Rodney case, because that's the only case he really ended up getting into and stayed, Of course, he went a little wild with that, but
He
um,
tried to get involved in Summers, but Benny wouldn't
he
let him.
did.
Remember, he threatened
Exactly.
him,
Yeah.
and then he
Uh,
started
He's not
calling.
afraid of Benny, that's for sure. I don't think Benny had a thing to do with him not doing it. I think it was Candace. She said she didn't want him to get involved, and uh, he did put some money into the reward, though. He did.
Wow, it's funny when he gets to talking about baby cow up church.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
I love him, man. I love everything about him. I like his outlook. I like his music. I like
yeah, me
his
too.
humor. I like him a
He's
lot.
a
I like his good old boy and country boy will survive mentality.
Yes, and whoever did raise him did a great job. I mean,
Yeah.
he's he's a good person.
Is he gonna sue her?
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people trying to sue him, and that might have been why he was at the courthouse. I'm not sure. He didn't really say why he was there in the video. People just assumed it was because of her,
Yeah.
but I think it was more so because of how the properties were transferred on a quick deed into her friend's name that she's no longer friends with.
Do you think she was lying to him about his girlfriend?
Yeah, I could see that.
I do
If
too.
if what they say is happening is true, I could see that. Yeah.
I hope they get back together if if
She's
that's what.
married and got a kid now. But are you
Huh?
talking about the last one? The one
This
he
one he
apologized to?
Yeah, well,
The
he
last?
said yesterday that he thinks his mom lied about her cheating on him. Apparently, she had
Uh,
told Upchurch at some point in time that she had run around on him, and now he's like, I don't think she did. It was
yeah,
like
he
she was
said
trying
she
to
hung out like.
drive a
No,
wedge.
I thought he said she was married and had a kid, but I don't think that's the last one that he had there living with. I think it's the one before her that the mom did that to
It's
and threw away the
crazy.
dinner that she'd cooked for him and
It's
said she
like
saw her
Britney
too.
Spears' parents, isn't it? Britney Spears' parents are whack out, like, and Macaulay McCulkin's parents were like
Yeah.
that greedy. What the hell's
Well,
wrong with these?
think about it like this. If you were doing what they're saying that what Ryan says that his mom did, you wouldn't want a woman to be involved in his life for him to get serious with, because then she's going to be a part of his, money and all that.
Yeah,
He
you got to
said,
split proceeds, exactly.
Right, right. And she would be pointing out all that missing money because Ron said he didn't even know what he made. He didn't know until just now. He was living on what he was given, and he had no clue how much money he made because she took care of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sad part is he was living off what he was given, and they were telling him he was spending too much.
I hope he has some good friends around him.
I think he does. Friends that have been there from the beginning and haven't done him wrong. I think he does have some. And
I'd
they're
be
employed by him.
I'd be afraid to go on tour now. What are they gonna do behind my back while I'm trying to go on tour? You know?
Well, she tried to get money out of the bank, but now all the stuff comes to him and he has to approve or deny it. And
And he keeps getting notifications where she keeps trying to get it out.
yeah,
Oh
he keeps
my
denying it.
gosh. Golly, I mean, man.
But first thing he should have done, and he probably did, was take her name off of the accounts.
Mm-hmm. That's
She, I
sad.
guess, was his manager.
I would feel
Managing
so
him.
alone if I was him right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust anybody. I'd be
Well,
looking sideways at the dog.
he said he bought her a house, but she didn't live in it. She wanted to live at Ghost Ranch.
And he said that was the house that he wanted with that girl.
Yeah, that second one he found. Yeah.
And they talked him out of it, and then they go and buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want that house.
And that other house wasn't even worth $500,000, he said. It didn't look like it was. It did not look like it was. But I don't know what property goes for down there. I know here that house wouldn't be worth it.
I wonder if he went to Lisa Marie's funeral. I don't guess so, huh?
I don't know. I didn't see anything about that.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that's a whole nother entanglement of money and shit, isn't it? God almighty.
Yep.
That's already a mess. Her body ain't even cold yet. And they're fighting.
It looked like she was messed up on something at the awards.
She was high as a kite.
Yeah, she was.
They said that she was addicted to opiates again and was back on them and was taking diet pills, and she was only 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Who the hell was giving her that? And that's the same thing that Elvis was doing. He was doing uppers during the day and downers at night. Uppers during the day and downers at night.
Yeah.
And they said it just had his heart just couldn't do it no more.
It's called speedballing, I think.
Yeah, and you're up there doing hunka burning love too, you know?
Yeah.
Under those lights, and you've just had a peanut butter and banana
sandwich.
fried in butter. I mean, not to laugh at it, but now that we know, we know now. It's like, how long are we thinking?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to jump down. I got stuff I gotta get done. It was nice coming up on panel with you.
Yeah, thank
I
you,
love
Don.
your channel. I love what you're doing with it, and just be patient. It'll grow. It'll take off one day, and you'll think, "Wow, I wish I would have done this sooner," but it'll take off one day.
I appreciate your help and your support.
Yeah, if you ever need anything, just get me a message. I don't want to put my email out here because it's got my name in it, but I'll send it to Jimbo and have him send it to you.
Okay.
All
All right,
right.
we'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, too. Bye.
Bye. Now I got to figure out how to exit. Okay, I found it.
Mm-hmm. See if I can. Okay. Okay, well, hopefully that's a good ending there for me to bring this to an end. So that's some updates on some cases and roundabout in the streets of YouTubies. And I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.